up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and Beyond. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, be sure to understand that we are all looking for solutions. We are all looking for answers. There's no right or wrong, but the reasons is all the same. The NFC East just became a lot of bit better. Not a little bit, but a lot of bit. Cowboys need to hit right on DC. Stop playing around with your food. Come on with it. Let's get it. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove?
Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Our help is here. What should I say?
Come on, baby. Come on. All right. Appreciate everybody, man. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, man. I've had a crazy snafu earlier this morning. Had business meetings, had this going on here, had to do some recalibrations there and here. So I'm here with you all. I hope all is well. Thank everybody for tuning in. Now, granted, the NFC East has always been challenging because we know what we are up against. We up against a meddling owner and his son. And, of course, with all of the hype and drama every year, we got the lead in every headlines, right? So the headlines this week will be the multiple coaches that we hired or not hired or interviewing. That's a better way to say it. And do you pay Brandon Aubrey? Do you not pay Brandon Aubrey? Do you put him on the franchise tag as it relates to George Pickens? Do you not? So it's always a circus in town as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. But we know what we got to go up against. We got to win not in spite of coaching, but in spite of front office. And they did do some things differently last season, and the results were not what we was looking for, right? We didn't pay Parsons, right? The $47 million at the time. I think the negotiation was starting right at 36 to anywhere from 37. And then when Miles got his number, we all knew that either you're going to pay right what Miles got or more, and the Cowboys went with paying him a little bit more. So this defensive coordinator move, it got to hit, ladies and gentlemen. We can't play around with our food. And when I see certain things, I get it. I understand the reason why the Cowboys will not hire a Durante Jones, right? I get that. I understand. I'm not blind to the fact. You know, everybody understand that. There's always a unhitting rule. And most other people gonna toe the line. A lot of guys not gonna talk on it because of where they stand at. And if you're not independent, you might don't want to touch on it too much. But let's be real, man. Come on, man. We already understand the undertones of a lot of things, right? So we have to settle for the bare minimum to a degree. And what we're looking for is someone that's better than Matthew Eberflus, right? Correct me, right? If I'm wrong, right? So if it is a situation that is down to Jonathan Gannon and Jim Leonard, I get it. I know we already campaigned with the ideology of saying no retreads. We already campaigned with the ideology of saying, let Schottenheimer at least pick his own staff on the defensive side. We've seen what it looked like on the offense, right? And there are and a lot of people will say, hey, let's get rid of Schottenheimer right now. You have 9 openings. Let's make it 10. And this season, during the offseason, you can argue that the coaching pool, far as the higher-ups, like the John Harbaugh who just signed with the Giants, who I believe they finna pay that brother over $100 million or something like that. Jerry Jones would never, right? But there's no salary cap as it relates to hiring your coaches. There's none. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, a shout out to John Machota. It's his birthday today. Y'all be sure to go reach out to him on the Twitter. You know me, I'm the king of AI stuff, in our group chat. Boy, we going back and forth, but neither here nor there. Going to hire someone cheap, you do pay for what you get. Right. And let's get to this argument just quickly, because I don't want to steal all of your time. And if you guys are enjoying yourself already, give me some feedback, man. Give me a 3 or something in the chat. And if you can, share this content. And if you can also subscribe and do all of those things by liking the post, just hit HBO in the chat so I can at least get a count of how many people shared and like all of this good information that we're going to try to bestow upon you guys. So the next defensive coordinator, but before we go into those details, let's take a look at what 105.3 The Fan, because they get all of the information before we do. They the flagship station, so we got to pay homage to them. And I know a lot of people don't like what they say, but sometimes you got to get your information the best way, and the best way is turn it on, leave it on. They have all of the resources. They have all of the inside scoops and stuff. So let's see if we can tune right on in and get things moving. Yeah.
Cowboys also put in the request to interview Eagles pass game coordinator Christian Parker, and that interview could happen as soon as tomorrow.
Audio great.
He was number 7. Bolin is number 8. Is there an expiration date on this process, you think, guys? Like, is there a time where you want to have this settled by maybe Senior Bowl?
Now, expiration is like a sense of urgency. If the Giants already inked the deal with John, right? John Harbaugh, not Machota. If they already inked the deal with him and they working on it, you best be sure that you better go ahead and scoop up as good positional staff as possible before he get to work. And I don't think that they got a meddling owner. And I'm not beating up Jerry for being a meddling owner. There's sometimes people that like to get micromanaged and have somebody looking over your shoulder when you're just trying to whip up your own recipes and stuff like that. But the sense of urgency should be the key. But your due diligence is crazy because you still got to comb through this.
Feel like there's any reason to be in a hurry until these teams start hiring head coaches, and maybe you want to be ahead of this one, but the minute some of these head coaches or these guys that are interviewing for jobs get jobs, they're going to be looking to put staffs together.
Facts.
So
right on the same page.
Right on the same page. Game on that. It makes sense about the Senior Bowl stuff. You got the East-West game coming up. We got a lot of things coming up right at the end of the month.
Yeah, I was just thinking draft prep, but I mean, you got a better point than that these staffs are going to get flushed out as soon as the head coaches get appointed.
There's going to be some guys out on the street and stuff, but you're ahead of it right now with your interviews. But you got to worry about, what if these guys, you might lose. Say for example, Brian Flores gets a job. Well, then you might lose your
Durante Jones.
You might lose Jones as a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So you gotta be ready for that. I think until the first head coach gets fired, you could be gets hired, you could be patient, and then once that first one happens, then now you got to go be proactive because you don't want to lose the guy you really want.
No doubt. You don't want to lose the guy that you really want. Great explanation by Brian Broaddus, one of the best ones in the business of talking these type of conversational pools. Durante, hey, you know, we can look back at everything and we can talk about, see, everything is such a political answer here. Everything, you know, everything is political in Dallas. Who should get these yards? Who shouldn't get these yards? Right? Everything is used as leverage here. And it's not our fault. It's just how the media works too. People need money. They need to put stuff out there. So they need to create these topic lines and these things, these conversationals, as they call it, engagement pieces. We haven't even made it to the postseason in 2 seasons. But we are still being the measurables of measures as it relates to postseason. And we get the whooping, we get the bad end of the stick all the time. We get a whooping and we didn't do nothing. We didn't do a single thing. But our names get thrown out there and sullied. We get spit upon. You know, full, and the whole release. You know, and we gotta sit there as fans and be like, hey, but you gotta understand, you know, hey, God, no, boy, cool. We get spit upon every time. And I think that most of us is used to this, but the moment we bite, the moment we spit back, or the moment we fight back, we are considered delusion. Law, do you have any truth to this, man? Law, where you going at it, man? Yeah, the road to 6 is 30 years long and counting. Ooh, yeah, ice, yeah. So we continue to get spit upon and we've been used and abused. Look, this have nothing to do with the quarterback here. C.J. Stroud now has more career playoff wins than Dak Prescott. We minding our own business. Congratulations. Kudos and credence to that. What, they want, a cookie? Have y'all seen the Texans defense? But the moment we fight back and say, well, we didn't have that, then there's going to be an Eagle fan or a Washington fan or a Texan fan, a Ravens fan, other teams that's out of the playoff chiming in, saying, hey, based off of this, CJ is better. Man, don't y'all know we've been to the postseason in 10 years and 11 seasons, whatever you want to look at it, or 11 seasons altogether. And you can count on your one hand how many turnovers and takeaways we had. On one hand. On one hand. But neither here nor there. I wish that, you know, we can talk about this on a higher level, but it is for what it is. But people acting as if though the Texans won all of these games that season, this past season in the postseason, because of CJ. CJ benefited from being on a good defense. Now, this is not to take away from CJ, but this is what we are fighting for. We haven't even introduced one interview from the Texans, and they got one of the top tier defenses. That's crazy. And we talking about Jonathan Gannon and them, right? We talking about guys that's unproven and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? I'm going back and forth with guys, and this is who we decide to interview. Do y'all see what I say? Do y'all see what I see? And this is who we interviewing. And we have multitudes of people trying to rationalize it and say, well, you know, when Jonathan Gannon was with the Eagles, they went to the Super Bowl. Man, I could take Ice Cold, or I can take, who else in the chat? Seabass, Dramatic, Bama Boy. Y'all could have coached that Eagles team on that year to go to the Super Bowl. Ultimately, with Gannon, they did lose, and the opposing team still put up 30-something points or 38 points or something like that, which I get it. He been to the Super Bowl, so you want to take him just because he been to the Super Bowl? Come on, man. We can see this. So Gannon supposed to be one of the creme de la creme hires that the Cowboys might go with when he is literally Matt Eberflus 2.0. He's literally Matt Eberflus 2.0. And it doesn't matter how much information, it doesn't matter how much evidence I can pull up, because there will still be a few to say, hey, well, he still fit the scheme.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
In 2023, they was ranked 31st in the NFL as it relates to their defense. In 2024, they was ranked 26th in the National Football League. And then in 2025, just last season, of course, he was ranked in some crazy categories, 29th out of 32 teams. And of course, you know, PFF goes off of different measures there. And points allowed, of course, was 29th. Most people go by points allowed. But overall, collectively, they're the 31st ranked defense in the National Football League. And I have a few people to say, hey, well, you got to look at his staff. You got to look at what he had, you know. Yeah. Now, to be fair to those, is he an improvement over Matt Eberflus? Yes. Yeah.
What's your point?
That's the point, Jerry. I mean, he's technically, you know, he's an upgrade. Hey, you know, we're splitting hairs here. He's an upgrade. We be better, right? We'll be better, and that's subjective, you know. Yeah, he's a young Eberflus and Nolan. I recommend him to go to a situation to be a DC, but not here. You know, not Dallas Cowboys, you know. Hey, Eagles, y'all can take him back. You know, I remember 3rd and 30. That was on him, you know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Come on, man. He's representing the bottom of the framework. But I'm not trying to beat him up. Maybe as a human being, he's a real good guy. Maybe, you know, he's a young coach. He's well educated. He's been around in some rooms with Mike Zimmer. He's been around in some rooms with Vic Fangio. He have a wealth of knowledge of being around the room with certain high elite coaches and stuff like that, which is phenomenal, right? Yeah, it's good. But I'm just looking at it when it was time for him to stand on his own. Boy, that boy fell down. He fell down on his face and back, and he hat fishing and all of this stuff. I get it, you know, and that is for what it is. But I don't have to rush this show, do I? Let me see. Do I have to rush this show? Or can I take my time, you know? 3rd and 30 was on Gannon, right? Gannon drops back. Shout out to Gannon. Shout out to Rich Gannon, you know. Do I have to rush? Are y'all okay? You know, come on with it. All right, so yeah, I don't have to rush. Okay, I don't have to rush, man. But y'all hit that like button, share this thing. I'm going to beg y'all to hit that like because the likes been down. I know it's the off season, what have you. I know it's the off season. But I know y'all don't want this.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good. Shots. Explosives. Welcome back. Who drove over here? Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus? You have fire in your gut? Did you? We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light the fire pretty fast.
This dude said he is there to win games. Now, I'm not beating him up, but I am. Come on, lean forward just a little bit, man. Just lean forward right here. Yeah, you know, right. What my button? Come on with it. Come on, man. Get out of here with this nonsense, man. Let's not poison our mental mindsets to all of this. I'm here to win games and what was it? 15 games in 3 seasons. Come on, man, or something like that. The number could be even worse than that. By the way, no is the answer. If you give me $1 billion, boy, watch what law do, man. Y'all think I'm excellent now, or y'all think I'm semi-good or great, however you want, even if I'm average now. However y'all perceive to look at me. Boy, y'all gonna ramp this stuff up. The Cowboys made $13 billion with a B. And this is the best solution that they can come up with? I'll be having these defensive coordinators at my hands and feet, kissing the rings and talking about, you know what? I get what people say about Jerry, but man, this Jerry, oh man, he got $13 billion with a B and there's no salary cap. Man, I'm getting paid $30 million a year, man. You know, Jerry can literally be ruthless with it if you really want to. Instead of paying these guys chicken feed, he could be paying these guys $20 to $30 million and banging the table and saying, I need the results. I need for y'all to stay a little extra. I need for y'all to make sure we win in this game. By all costs, I'm paying you the biggest of the salaries of the caps, because there's no caps as it relates. I'm going to be wagging my finger all day if I was Jerry. Yeah, take this. You know, take this. I will put the whole city on lockdown. The officer will be calling me if they pull over one of my players and say, hey, Jerry, I got Donovan Ezaraku. I can't say his middle name, but hey, he was reckless driving. Come get him. And I want my award money. You know? Yeah. I take cash apps, money orders, PayPals, all of that stuff, Jerry. Yeah, pay it up. Come on, man. These are facts, man. Don't y'all. That's how the real higher-ups do it. Shoot. They'll poison your whole water to get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? Out of a certain city. But that's just what we're not doing. And we're not even listening to the room. Who out here got more experiences than the Honey Badger out there on the field and recently played under the Cardinal system? But I don't think that he coached or played under Gannon, but he got eyes and he can see how terrible that this defense was for the Arizona Cardinals. And if you poll the people that been in Arizona and you poll some of the Eagle fans, if you can take their word for it, ain't nobody giving a reigning endorsement. Now, they will give a reigning endorsement now and say, yeah, go get Gannon, you know. Yeah, come on, man.
You know, I don't know if it's coaching, the philosophy, or something, but 15 and 36?
Yeah, bro.
Bro, you know how many, that's a lot of days you go home and you are just literally pissed off.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like, listen.
Just imagine waking up 1,000 days straight and you are frustrated because you are losing.
That's the life of a loser. I gotta tell you, bro. Listen, it wouldn't have took me 3 seasons to figure that out. You know, just from the perspective of like just figuring out how to use your best players. Mm-hmm. Like when I watch Cardinals games, I say to myself, man, like they don't know what to do with Buda Baker. And I think like as a coach, man, like you should lose sleep trying to draw up ways and scheme up ways to make those dudes look great. Right. Yeah. And because it's those dudes that's gonna, propel a team. Yeah. But those dudes are gonna, they're gonna bring other guys around the league, right? Because of the way you see them play and the way that they having fun, right? And the way that they're featured. It makes other dudes want to go play for them, play with them. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like when you don't show off your best stuff, right? Don't nobody want to deal with you. Right.
Come on, man. I don't want to play all of it, but y'all get to where I'm going. Let's not bring that back over here to Cowboys. Come on, man. Let's not do that. Don't do this to us. We done been through enough, man. For these last 2 seasons been real rocky, man. There's people literally checking out, man. Last season, the season before last now, when Zim was here, man, it was just me and a few people in the stands out there in Oxnard. Only a spoonful of people out there. And then this past season, it was razor blade thin. It wasn't as thin, but it was like energy, man. We are vibrational creatures, man. We feed off of energy. We feed off of that. Come on, man. It's just crazy. Call me crazy, but I'll go for Buddha in the free agency or trade for him. This is from DP. Shout out to you, man. You ain't crazy. You ain't crazy. You right with your assessment there. I'll go with Buddha too. All right, so here's what we got here of the more conversations of these other candidates that have been trying to get here.
In case you missed it late last night and at 6 a.m., John Harbaugh is about to be the new head coach of the New York Giants, but the Cowboys are looking in the division as well.
They are. They have looked at two names that are related to the NFC East. One of the ones they've requested, I don't think it's been cleared yet that they actually got permission, but they have requested to interview Giants interim defensive coordinator Charlie Bullen, who has been in the NFL for a little bit now. He has been an outside linebackers coach for most of the time, and then he became the interim defensive coordinator when Shane Bowen got fired with the Giants, and got a lot of praise from Giants players for stabilizing things, and a lot of players really, really liked him. So that's one interview that they had there. He also was on staff with Jim Leonard at Illinois in 2023. They coached together there. They also interviewed Christian Parker, 34 years old, the defensive passing game coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles, and he is a Vic Fangio disciple. The only other NFL head coach the only other NFL coach that he's worked under as a defensive coordinator was Mike Pettin, who was the defensive coordinator in New York when Shoddy was there as the offensive coordinator. So,
all right, so Bobby with some good insights there. He did tie in Jim Leonard. Now, this could be all hogwash, right? And we angry and frustrated by one thing, and it could be another. And let me see what we got here. I got some updated news. Okay, all right. Lunda Wells will be on the offensive side, and the defensive coordinator will be Aaron Whitecotton for the East-West Shrine. So that's good. That's good. Good update right there. So with that being said, it's going to be Lunda Wells versus Aaron Whitecotton. That's dope. One of the things that I want to say is that he did tie in the Jim Leonard thing, right? My thoughts on it. I get it. I get the notion that Gannon might be a guy that the Cowboys select and all of these things. But if it's Jim Leonard, at least we are heading into a different direction that we don't have nothing to go off of, and it's into the unknown, right? Because you can look back and say, well, at least you know that Gannon is the 31st. Eberflus was the 32nd rank, right? Gannon was the 31st. This guy, we don't know. Either he can be extremely good or he can be extremely bad. And that's the whole thing. Sometimes you got to take that risk, and that risk will be that outside of the risk that the Cowboys are willing to take on another situation, because we all know how that goes. Cowboys Nation, y'all know how that goes with the Durante Jones and Brian Flores and stuff like that. They will paint themselves into conversations to say, hey, nah.
Look at my African-American over here.
Yeah, they paint themselves into that, like, nah, we ain't going to get him, you know. If we hire Gannon, why not keep Eberflus? This is from Almighty, Almost Legendary. Shout out to you. I can't even read today. Almost Legendary. He's a younger version of Matt Eberflus as far as the way that these guys try to amp up and amplify things. Bring in Leonard. I think that would be the lesser of these two evils, and bring in his ideals fresh. He played the game at least out of the two. If I'm just looking at these guys and I'm sitting there saying, hey, can this guy do a T-step? Can he absolutely do any of these drills that he's trying to coach and implement? I'm not saying that you got to be athletic in order or in order to be a good DC, But at least Jim can relate to these guys and say, man, when I was playing ball, this is what we were able to do. Sometimes you got to mix it up. You can't be so bland and vanilla. You got to be able to mix it up. I know people hate that voice. Lord have mercy. But y'all give me what I'm saying.
A couple different connections there. Shoddy spoke very highly of Vic Fangio and those concepts. It was obvious they were going to pick some people in this process to talk to who come from Fangio-like thought processes. So he makes a lot of sense, but he is a really highly touted, revered coach around the NFL, and somebody thought of as being really, really bright and having a really bright future. And then late last night, we got the report from Josina Anderson that the Cowboys had requested defensive line coach of the Packers, DeMarcus Covington, to interview, who's also 36 years old. And if you hired any one of these guys, DeMarcus Covington, Charlie Bullen, Christian Parker, that would be the youngest defensive coordinator the Cowboys have hired since Dave Wannstedt in 1989.
No doubt. And shout out to Dave Wannstedt. Here's what I'm going to say with this right here. It appears that we already have our head defensive coordinator. These are staff being assembled. This is what we're seeing in live form. Didn't Raheem Morris win a ring or Super Bowl with the Rams as a DC? I believe so. I think he do have that on his resume. Radio Raheem Morris should be your number one go-to. Brian Flores, number 2. Durante Jones should be number 3. Number 4 in this matter of those who looking for a situation. I know Jim Schwartz would have been my number 1, but I don't think the Cowboys even going to attempt to do that. They got 9 openings. I think that Jim Schwartz, Brian Flores should have a shot at this as it relates to one of these job openings, right? But ultimately, as your ultimate defense, it should have been one of those guys, right? But I can envision a world whereas Jim Leonard gets the job, Zach Orr or somebody of those natures, like they lamented the guy from Packers being your D-line coach, and circling back, Parker should be like your defensive back or secondary coach or something like that. I can rock with that. I can rock with the youth. And then let Brian Schottenheimer be your overseer. He'll be the oldest guy as far as the higher in value. Of course, we know Connor Riley and all of them boys may be older. But now Schottenheimer could walk around with his nuts out a little bit, and be like, hey, what I say is final now, because people could have been looking at him like, hey, man, he's a new coach here. My allegiance are with Eberflus. That could have been going on with Benghazi and Overstreet. Not to put that on them boys. I don't know. But I'm quite sure that they respected Matt Eberflus just a little bit more because they know and they worked up under him a little bit more, right? So now when Shotty get his own team, now he can walk around, and say, hey, bring it on right here, and I ain't going anywhere. That could be the thing, though, and that's how I'm looking at it. Now, this debate is over choosing Leonard as your next defensive coordinator or someone else.
I'm down for hiring Jim Leonard because it sounds exciting, and you got and I've been sold on it by Bobby right now. But I don't want to do this again in 2 years.
Yeah,
either. It's not good for you.
No one wants to do it, right? Like no one is like, I'd really like to change out the coordinator every 1 to 2 years,
right?
But the reasons why it happened matter. So if people are coming and plucking your staff because they're good, I generally am going to have trust that, okay, Schottenheimer as a leader and what he's shown, and you've got Clayton Adams here, who I think does a good job, and if you bring Leonard in here and he does a good job and people want to come and pluck them, they generally do filter down philosophy. And so filter down philosophy.
So Monken is going to the Giants. Hey, man, the Giants getting good, man. Shit. While we playing around with our food, man, Giants sitting back, okay. Their defense last season was better than us, right? Their defense, they had a better defense. Now, their offense, hey, we had a better offense, but they had pieces. I mean, they went 40-40 with us almost or something like that. And we damn near lost that game with Sierra husband. and that's without Malik Neighbors, right? Neighbors wasn't even there. Let the Giants fool around and get Carnell Tate, and you match that up with Malik Neighbors, or they play around in this free agency. I'm quite sure that there's some of John Harbaugh guys is going to follow him in free agency. They love his plan and designs and stuff like that. And now, he have something similar to, and I'm not saying that Jackson Dart is Lamar Jackson, but he got some framework that he can build around, right? And just a phone call away. I don't know if Derrick Henry is on his last season, or this something that he's a free agent. You just never know. You pair up Derrick Henry, Scatterboo, and Tracy and all of those boys, they're going to be a powerhouse team. They're going to be a team that they're going to be clawing and fighting. Yeah, Bad Dog right now is just on cloud 10, forget 9. So we got to counter. We got to counter. We can't be going in here talking about, Dak Prescott, the last time he lost collectively as the full-time starter against the Giants was in 2016. Take all of that, throw that up under another rug.
Just like in LA, guys keep elevating and keep getting jobs, and they keep passing up to the top. I think that, like, we were all talking about how silly it was that none of the Pittsburgh coordinators get hired yesterday. Like that was not a good thing. Like, we're like, well, that seems kind of troubling that nobody wanted to hire their coordinators for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Leonard, I don't think he would leave immediately anyway. I think if you hired Leonard or any of these guys, I think they'd be here for a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah.
I wonder with decision makers in sports, if I told you that a coordinator in your mind was a 9, but he's gone in 3 years, and the other coordinator is a 7, but you don't have to worry about him ever leaving, which one would you take?
The 9.
Okay.
10 times out of 10. I just want to maximize everything.
I agree with Bobby Belt on that. You always go with, the highest pick of the litter. Right? If on an open market, I'm just using ladies as an example. This is not me being sexist or anything. But on the open market, if you have the opportunity, throw me out a beautiful lady, y'all. Just any beautiful, if it's Nia Long or in her prime, or if it's Beyonce, or, to a degree, whoever y'all pretty much like, Halle Berry in their prime, and you're sitting there like, yeah, but that's going to be high maintenance. I would take her out. I would go hit and all of this stuff, but give me the girl with the lack of confidence, man, with missing teeth and stuff, man. And maybe I can work with her a little bit, build her up, and be like a Build-A-Bear or something, build her up a little bit and just dip out on the fine one, Nah, you just don't do that, What's it? Megan Good, let me get, instead of Megan Good, let me go get Megan Hood or something. Nah, man, you just go with the best of the best. Work something out right there. Learn. Alicia Keys in the prime. She might walk out, or she may leave for somebody. She may leave for somebody else, got a little bit more cachet, a little bit more money, or she might stay. You just never know. Right? So Scarlett Johansson and all of them, Mariah Carey, before Nick Cannon, so all of that stuff. Somebody say, man, give me that ugly girl, man. She can scramble an egg in the morning, man. Yeah. She might have no edges. She might just have a few pieces of hair sticking together, but man, give me that, man, But no, y'all get me what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, man, let me leave that alone. Boy, yeah. Let me get Taylor Swift, man. I'll just work on the backside. She might not have any back there, but hey, I'm just going to work on that. She a billionaire with the B. Come on, man. Boy, y'all crazy, man.
And I want to trust that 9 is going to turn other guys.
You're not maximizing continuity, though.
If you are like If you're feeding and
Bobby,
helping
listen,
to bring up the coaches under you, they are like it is continuity.
There is a level of it, but back to RJ's.
That boy says eat an apple through a picket fence. Boy, that's crazy.
Clone point, like, you guys can know how I structure and put together a show. If I'm dead and gone tomorrow, there are going to be changes. Like, there's going to be personality changes. There's going to be things that you think that should be done differently and altered. There's going to be some inconsistencies. There's going to be some differences.
It's never the same.
Even though you have the same general principle and philosophy. I'm down for
that. Boy said continuity is overrated, man. You know, come on with it, man. Nah, Law, speak on my comment. This is Bama Boy. What you said, Bama Boy? What you said, Bama Boy? You know, what you say, man? What did you say? I got to read through all of these. Just put it down again, man, you know. But Bama Boy, you give it what I'm saying, you know. BBL Swift, y'all crazy. But always go for the best. Always go for the best. Always pick from the best, too. Why the Texans are good as relates to their defense. Why are the Texans are good? When you see that defense, what do you see? You see what was going on in 49ers land, right? You seeing the things like at the end of the day, for example, I'm only using this as an example. Jonathan Gannon was brought to the Cardinals because they thought that they was getting something like they got out there in Texans. A good defensive-minded person, right? And if all fails, if you are on the defensive side of the coin, your defense shouldn't have let you down at all, right? Regardless of it. You should still, like the Cardinals should have been known for their defense. Even though their offense were average and mid or what have you, they should have been known in these last 3 years like, hey, I know one thing. Shoot, they going to lose, but, man, that defense, boy, you got to fight through that. And that's who the Texans are, right? The Texans, when they went and got D'Amico Ryan, they knew that at all costs, at least our defense going to be good. We may be for damn on offense, but our defense going to be good. And lo and behold, their defense is good, and their offense is just as average, but they figure out ways to win games, and they're in the postseason. And it's not because of Stroud, right? C.J. Stroud. So when we brought in Matt Eberflus, if we did our due diligence, it's the same thing. Chicago, in the last 2 to 3 years, they wasn't known for their defense, and they had a defensive-minded head coach, right? So why would you bring that here, right? Even in the days of Wade Phillips, a lot of people were saying, hey, man, he wasn't a good head coach. But at least the defense wasn't just giving it up and throwing it in a circle. So that's what I'm looking at. The reason why we kept shoddy so that we can keep our offensive attack afloat. Well, as advertised, our offense was still in attack, was at float. Now, they still had the little issue, little hiccup here and there, but at least the offense was somewhat still intact. Now, I do like the way my guy Skywalker still broke it down and said that basically, and I'm not campaigning for Kyle Shanahan or to appoint the Rams coach, Sean McVay. Yeah. These guys, you can still see the framework. Their offense is married to their defense. They're not going to have in any shape, form, or fashion on a long continuity of terrible defensive play because they marry one another, right? They make sure that they continue to get the same ideology, the same framework. The Cowboys, man, we've been pissing in the wind for 30 years, 30 seasons, hitting all of us fans in the face like, hey, man, I didn't see no rain in the forecast. And why this rain is yellow? And they say, nah, man, that's just rain. No. We need concepts, principles, a philosophy, something that even if the coach decide to leave, we still have roots and rudiments that's so dug in and deepened that it doesn't matter how much you shake it, we still have a next one. So it won't be an epic fall off and a drop off from one year to the next. And that's one of the things, even as it relates to this team on the talent base. I'm just going to talk on this just real quickly because I'm focusing in on this defense. The Cowboys will be moving backwards and hustling backwards if you make this offseason about Brandon Aubrey not being paid, getting these little cheap headlines, and you make this offseason about do you pay Pickens, do you not pay Pickens, and then you start having that framework of mindset thinking that you don't know whether or not he's going to be here or not. Man, we talking about quantum physics now, right? The machine work, the mindset of speaking things into existence. Making sure that you are giving the right energy out there to the multiverse. But now if you have a third of your fan base saying, hey, he's not going to be here. He's not worth the value. He's not worth the money. I wish he leave. You know, he's sending all that out there. And then it's going to come back in return. That's how injuries happen. That's how cortisone levels builds up in your body. And all of a sudden, you slip and hit your knee one time and all of the synovial fluid leak out, right? And now he's gone, for the half of the season. That's how we've been dealing with all of these guys. Everybody that we done paid, there's been a third of the Cowboys talking about, hey, man, Dak ain't worth that damn money, man. We'll do better with bring Andy Dalton in. What Ben DiNucci? Man, what's that dude name that everybody was liking? Cooper Rush better than Dak. Cooper Rush finna bleed out the league, man. They did the same thing for CD. Oh, man, he's a slot merchant. Man, he ain't no good. He ain't worth that type of money. Please don't pay him what these guys are getting. He's not worth the dollars. Everything snapped up when he got paid. Didn't play up to the performance of that levels of contract because we kept talking about it, right? We speak these things into these guys' existence in the framework. Regardless of how we look at it, everybody that we paid is a person that there was a lot of people saying, hey, don't pay him. He ain't worth it. Bled? Oh, man, he ain't good. Moment you pay him, all his feet crumbled up like a ball of paper, right? Putting the wrong screws in there, didn't heal right, playing off of an injury so he could prove a point that he can't play. $92 million, not seeing the value of it. Because half of the fan base said, hey, he ain't worth it. But you go to somebody else's team, oh, my God, they be praising those players. Oh, man, he's deserved the money. Let's give him all of this stuff. Stress weakens the body. Yes. Yes, indeed. It's the same thing going over and over. It's very stressful being in the Cowboys world.
Is all this just dragging out till the Broncos are eliminated? Did you get any feedback on the Gannon interview?
I've not heard about how the Gannon interview went. And look, there are going to be some people. This may work in Gannon's favor, actually. A, he's got the Zimmer connection. But B, some people are going to get mad when they realize Gannon worked for a few years under Matt Eberflus. That was his superior in the defensive line, in the defensive chain of command. So there's going to be some Zimmer and some Eberflus concepts or things there that I'm sure people would be upset about just knowing that connection. But
hey, let me just say this. I had someone to try to argue with me on those same things, and now I see where he got it from, because this is my first time hearing this. Now, I knew Gannon worked under, to a degree, Zim, but I didn't know as much as Matt Eberflus. Let me pull up his wiki one more time. Trust but I verify. He's 42, 43, so he's still young. January the 4th, 1983 is when he was born. It's Jonathan Gannon. It states here Atlanta Falcons in 2007. Atlanta Falcons in 2007. Tennessee Titans in 2012 through 2013. 1 year is defensive quality control. So this is the tenure with Mike Zim. So there could be some double A gap blitzing and all of that. 2014 through 2017. The coach, okay, it's right here in my face. 2018 through 2020. Defensive back coach. And then with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021 through 2022. And defensive coordinator between 2023 and 2025. This is even more evidence that I don't want this brother here. I don't want him. I don't want him. Appreciate y'all so much for jumping in the chat. Do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and share this content. Because when it was time for him to stand on his own 2 feet, I mean, he folded just like Matt Eberflus. So, yes, he is at Matt Eberflus Jr. Based off of this particular resume and the stretch of things, people tend to say, okay, borrowed credibility is everything. So here we are, and I got to say this. In the last 2 seasons, and it wasn't Matt Eberflus' fault all the way, right? And it wasn't Mike Zimmer's fault all the way, right? But we can all say we've been miserable in the last 2 seasons. And now you finna put a crown on the top of it and say, yeah, chew this, by the way. Let's go fuse in Mike Zim and Matt Eberflus together, and they form this child called Jonathan Gannon. And let's go and let's be happy about it. Let's be happy, joy about this part of the conversation. Ain't nobody is sitting out here wanting this, right? Unless you want this pain, you know what I'm saying? Unless you desire this particular pain. Because at the end of the day, when we start to talk about this, we know for sure we've been living in this cycle of pain with these damn coordinators. Don't none of us want more of the same. None of us. And if they try to shop it around and say, well, this would be a mixture of Eberflus, Zimmer, and we okay. No, I do not want that. AI Tisha, can you read out that article that I wrote earlier this morning? Can you read that out as it relates to Gannon?
Why Jonathan Gannon would be an epic failure as defensive coordinator in Dallas. Let's be clear from the start. This isn't personal. This is about fit, philosophy, and results, and why Jonathan Gannon would be a poor match as defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Gannon's name still carries weight largely because of one stop, his time with the Philadelphia Eagles. Mm-hmm. But when you peel back the layers, that defense was far more talented than tactical. Mm-hmm. That unit featured an elite defensive line rotation, prime corners playing press man, a favorable regular season schedule that included multiple backup quarterbacks.
Pause it right there. Pause it. Are y'all getting where I'm going? Listen properly.
And when it mattered most, the Super Bowl, the Eagles' defense gave up 38 points, forced 0 punts, made no meaningful second half adjustments. That
man, even if we do get Gannon here and we go to the Super Bowl, boy, I tell you. And then if that happened again, we may be talking like, man, should have been 30 years, 30 seasons. I'm glad that we go into the big house. And if we not making these necessary adjustments, if we not making these necessary movements, I know it's still going to go to the blame of the quarterback regardless of the situation. But at this time, I need some creativity.
That wasn't a talent issue. That was a coaching issue. As a head coach with the Arizona Cardinals, Gannon's defensive influence was unmistakable and disastrous. What we saw bottom-tier rankings in points allowed confused coverages week after week, passive fronts that could not stop the run or consistently pressure the quarterback. If your defensive identity collapses the moment elite talent disappears, that is a major red flag.
Who that sound like, y'all? If I was just to take this voice and insert this voice in the middle of the season, you'd be like, yeah. Gannon, you sounding like your daddy. Who's your daddy, Flus? Yeah, that's what he's sounding like right now, you know.
Dallas cannot afford a defensive coordinator whose system only works under perfect conditions. One of the biggest knocks on Gannon has always been rigidity. When offenses adjust, he sticks to the original game plan, rarely increases pressure packages, relies on players to execute better instead of changing the looks. In the playoffs, that approach is fatal. Dallas does not lose because of effort. They lose when opponents solve the defense by halftime. Final verdict. Jonathan Gannon in Dallas would not be bold. It would not be innovative. It would not be forward-thinking. It would be safe on paper and painful on Sundays. For a franchise starving for postseason relevance, that is not just the wrong hire. It is a step backward when the margin for error is already razor thin. Dallas needs evolution, not a Matt Eberflus Jr.
Didn't even know. Because I didn't even want to do all of that deep dive on everything, as far as who he was related to, as far as, you know, his coaching prowess, right? I'm just looking at just last 3 seasons, and there's no definitive moment outside of a few Cowboy fans saying, well, hey, he is 2-0 versus us, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why, you know, there'll be a good outlook if the Cowboys go get him in those particular lights. That's not enough. If y'all want Gannon that bad, Jerry, you got enough money in the world. Pay him to be your defensive back qualities control guy, right? Don't pay him to be your DC. yeah, bring him in the building. You got enough money, you know, and then still hire someone else that can literally give us some exotic and creativity, some spontaneity, some adjustments at halftime. And damn it, pick from one of these teams that have the top 5, the top 3, or the number 1 defense. Let's pull some of these guys, man.
There is some value in probably saying, all right, well, there's some things that he's going to be able to carry over naturally with guys and then still bring his own twist to it. But I think Leonard is the favorite for a couple of different people within the organization. And I think I guess I'd lean towards him being the favorite right now. It's Leonard, Gannon at the moment. Those two are the ones that seem to stand out.
And still no Flores scheduled.
Not yet, which I think he was only available starting.
Hey, somebody say, hey, let him come over here and coach the grass. The grass will stop growing in Dallas. Hey, what happened to all the grass, man? Eberflus Jr. came over here and he started coaching. They was no longer motivated to grow.
Yesterday or something, or 2 days ago. But what I think it says is this clearly, if you look at this list of names, there are no Jones friends in here. This is Shoddy is just kind of, hey, I've heard about some different people and I want to talk to them. And so I think he's open to, and I think everybody's open to their minds being changed. If they like Jim Leonard as the leading candidate, they may be open to, well, we talked to Zach Orr and we like him. And now all of a sudden this has shifted. So I don't think they're just like necessarily going through the motions. I think they definitely would like to get a chance to talk to Jim Leonard in person.
Is all this just...
I hope we overanalyzing is just Jim Leonard. Sometimes rip the Band-Aid off, man, pour a little alcohol on it, and don't put the Band-Aid back on. Yeah, let the wound heal itself with the air and everything. Sometimes people be so protective of their wounds that it never heal. It never heals. There's somebody right now with some scar tissues and wounds for over 30 years, 30 seasons. You got to pull the bullet out. You got to extract it. It's going to take surgery. It's going to hurt a little bit. But, baby, when you get that bullet pulled up out of you, you're going to move around and be a whole lot better. Do the hard and difficult things. The Giants going to do it. Harbaugh ain't going to the Giants to lose. Ultimately, if we were to rank the coaches in the NFC East now, our coach now is in third. Damn near probably be in fourth if he don't get his act together. Sirianni can still walk around and say, hey, I got a Super Bowl ring. Don't let me end up getting a better defensive situation over there. Well, a better situation as relates to QB and all this stuff. Oh, a better offensive coordinator over there. You get what I'm saying? Keep picking at the scab. This is Jerry. Shout out to you in the chat, Jerry. But you guys give it what I'm saying. Shotty have every opportunity to stand his ground right now and walk out with his chest out, chin up, and say, hey, you know what? This part two, man. I'm not finna relive a situation of us being so vanilla and bland on defense. I'm finna step up. Finna step it all the way up now, man. Yeah, Shotty is the fourth best coach in the NFC East. I feel you, fam. Ghostface. Shotty just need to step up, man. He move his move. We gave him a mulligan last season. Hey, man, rookie coach, all this stuff. Hey, we can't continue to do that.
If he was restricted, would you like that play of letting him go out and see who paid? Or you're absolutely convinced someone would give him 30 plus?
Somebody would get, so yeah, you would basically, with restricted free agency, you can give 3 tags. It's first round, second round, and original round. So a first round tender is what he would probably get. So it would be, yeah, he gets to go out there, negotiate his money, and then Dallas can either match or they can get the first pick and save it. I'd be in favor of that. It's just like I'd be in favor of the unexclusive tag if they gave him that. Because the non-exclusive, I'd like to see if somebody may negotiate with him.
Man, just pay the man. Let's not go down this road. But before we go any further into this, yeah, this is what I was saying. That your best head coach QB duos right now, I'm still taking Dak Prescott and Shotty over any of these guys, especially the Hurts administration with Sirianni, the punchable face. Also, with that being said, the Quinn versus Daniels, the skinny leg quarterback. I need to see more. Costco sample size off of 1 year. I know a lot of people eating their words. And Jackson Dart, that's my Mississippi boy. Sam Donald on the injury report. Oh, Lord, here we go again. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. But there's one guy that I know that's not with the bull sugar. And I want to hear his thoughts. I haven't heard this interview. And I'm about to pull this up, but he's one of the greatest quarterbacks that I ever seen in my lifetime. And to that point, only 4 teams have won a playoff game in 6+ straight years. And you got to pull him up. This goes all the way back to this guy, Troy Aikman, from 91 through 19 of 96. He got 3 of them up there. But let's listen to my guy, Troy Aikman, on his thoughts on everything. And put a 1 in the chat. Put an 8 in the chat if y'all want to hear this. Y'all put an 8 in the chat if y'all want to hear Troy Aikman speak upon some of these conversations.
It's the great Troy Aikman, and it's brought to us by Globe Life Insurance. Morning, Troy.
Before I go any further, I forgot to pay this right quick.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports.
Put that 8 in the chat.
Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
No doubt. Download Sleeper. Use promo code LAW And with that being said, $20 from me to you is added to your account. On top of that, ladies and gentlemen, they will match up to $100 on your first initial deposit. Let's listen to the mighty Troy Aikman now.
Good morning, George.
We had a great wild card weekend. We got some really
Is the audio straight? Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight.
interesting divisional games to talk about. Your game is going to be fascinating on Sunday afternoon, but wanted to start with breaking news in the NFL that overnight looks like John Harbaugh is going to be the next coach of the New York Giants. What sort of impact you think he'll make in the NFC East and in with the Giants?
Well, I would expect him to be successful there in New York. I mean, obviously his resume speaks for itself. I think it's been a long time since we've seen the Giants be relatively competitive, and it's a shame because they are one of those franchises that we often talk about that I think the league's better when they're good, and that's clearly the case with the New York Giants. So he had a lot of suitors, people interested in talking with him, and he had kind of his choice, if you will, and was able to, I guess in some ways, kind of dictate the terms a little bit. There was a lot of different discussions as far as what he might be looking for, but it's a good fit. Obviously, he brings a wealth of experience, and probably what that organization needs at this point in time. And there's some pieces there that hopefully he can build around. But glad to see him there, and hopefully he brings them back and continues to make the NFC East that much stronger.
Were you surprised to see Mike Tomlin step down? And part two of that, we're never going to see another coach with 19 straight non-losing seasons, are we?
It's doubtful. It's pretty wild. I remember, Coach Landry. He has the record. I guess I think it's 21. If I'm not mistaken, as far as not having had a losing season. And yeah, in today's NFL, I mean, it's hard to believe that anyone would get to 19 seasons. I'm surprised that he did, quite honestly. But I'm not totally surprised that he's stepping down. I don't think he was at risk of losing his job had he have not made that decision. It sounds like it was his decision to make. We all know how patient the Rooney family has been. I think they've been a model franchise in a lot of ways, and they've weathered periods with. I know they went through a time with Bill Cowher where I think most organizations would have probably parted ways with him. They stayed with him, and then he went on and was able to win a Super Bowl and have great success. And we've seen it with Mike Tomlin as well. I know last week was a disappointing loss for them, not, again, having won a playoff game in almost a decade or whatever it might be. But he'll have his options as well, and maybe there had already been some sidebar conversations with networks, and sounds like that's probably the route that he's going to go. Sean McVay, he flirted with it a few years ago after they had won their Super Bowl, and he had given a lot of consideration to going into television. I think we're seeing that from coaches. We've seen it from officials that have left the field to go into television, and it's a tough job right now. I've often said I'm not sure why anyone would want to go into coaching. People still are, but a lot of good coaches. I remember. Maybe I've said this on the radio before. I remember one year Joe Avezzano, the late, great Joe Avezzano, had just gotten let go in Oakland. It tells you how far back we go. They were in Oakland at the time, and I called to check on him, see how he was doing, and he said, Troy, he said, I'd be upset if I thought that only bad coaches got fired, but a lot of good coaches, a lot of great coaches over the years have lost their jobs, and it's a reminder just how tough that profession can be.
Yeah, it's a battle. We are much more than conquerors. Most real men want to conquer something, right? And when you have that itch, you want to scratch it. Regardless, nobody can really tell you, hey man, don't scratch there, man. When you passionately want to do something. It's a certain passion that you got to have to be a coach. If you are coaching and you trying to use it as a 9 to 5 and you only going to put 8 hours in it, you will never win. you will never win. This is a 15 to 16 hour job. Right? I take a piece away, even for what, if you want to do podcasting, if you want to do this stuff, it's not for the weak, especially in the sports arena. This is not evergreen content. To be a content creator in the sports realm, it's more than 5 to 6 hours. You got to put in some time. The graphic overlay, switching, making sure audio is straight, making sure you're articulating your words correctly. On top of that, bringing in right information, having graphics dropping out of the sky. You know, I can easily go for a network and be watered down to a degree, but to do what I'm doing, shoot. I see people all the time. Hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. Now, you can pick a lane and pick a category and be on one platform and be a dominant king in that one. But to navigate all of the terrains, all is difficult. Coaching is similar. But now you gotta navigate people. It's 53 guys on the team and your staff. And you got to be able to deal with the Joneses. There should be some Jones pay in this. Yeah, collateral pay for all of the damages that's just going to be bestowed upon you. It's difficult. Now, you can get on here, yell at the mic, yell at folks, and be entertaining to that degree, and a lot of people chime in, but what substance would they be left with, right? Right? Because people are going to always remember how you made them feel, right? So, yeah, you can be a king on your own stool, but can you walk out and do it in public? Can you keep that same persona when you out there traveling across state lines and stuff like that? It is difficult, right? And when you've been doing this for a long time, it's emotional because there are people that you done built this relationship with that may have passed away, right? Or they may have lost a loved one, and you still got to put on the same face to get out here to deliver the information, and the information as it relates to the news accurately. And some people would take cheap shots, take some breaks and stuff like that. But that big machine called the ESPN 3-letter, 4-letter network, it keep going. It continue to spin. That's coaching. If you think I'm lying, the nightcap, shoot, Shay Sharp and Ocho, they made millions of dollars in their career. And they doing a lot of work. It's not easy. Now, they have the ability to have people to set up cameras, get the proper angles and lights and stuff because they are blessed to have those resources, right? Or those sponsors to a degree. But, man, can you imagine? Not only as an independent content creator that you got to wrestle against ESPN and the 4-letter, 3-letter networks, now I got to wrestle against those boys, right? And everybody who got a little pocket change to say, hey, I want to do this space, and they can throw money at it. And people are so craved for knowledge and information. And I'm not trying to take this away from them, but they will be willing to give to them, to support them freely when they already got it. So there's people, I've watched this whole platform flip from one end to the next. Man, we were happy just to get a small spoonful of sponsors. I can't mention the name live, but you mean to tell me if a sponsor want to spend sponsorship dollars, I'm speaking something outside of the framework of what Troy is saying, but I got to get this out to you all because there's some people that want to jump into this. Those sponsor dollars are already for the first quarter cut up for certain individuals. But if you add someone else in it, that means less money from you, more money to them. They're going to deliver the results because they can go into behind these machines and pay for advertisement. Pay World Star to push their videos. Pay these things, just like a distribution company. Y'all think all rappers good? No. Just the same as all podcasters. They're not good. But if you have a few pocket change and put it on the machines and put it on those dollars, they can make any video go viral. Mr. Beast proved that. These other people that do these videos prove that. That's what that's what all the Smoke podcast is doing. I'm not shooting the shots at them. And that's what what's the name is doing too. A Nightcap and the Speakeasy. They putting advertisement dollars behind their views to bring people and bring audience to their platform. They don't weaponize these podcasts to that degree now. It's just like the rap industry. So you got to make sure you got to make sure that you can figure out a way to stand your ground independently. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. The same way with coaching. That's why Troy Aikman said there's good coaches to get fired. Because there's someone else that can pay this ideal to say, this person can be better. A Matty Eberflus can be better. A Gannon can be better. When they don't have the results.
No doubt. Well, you got to see the Texans up close, that defense, and now you get to see them take on the Patriots. That's one of the good matchups this weekend, and what a wild card weekend we had. That defense reminds you of any legendary defenses that you've seen over the years?
Oh, man. They're a little unique in that they don't disguise hardly at all. I mean, they pretty.
Yeah. Just to make the conversation quicker, because it's already 3:53. Yeah, Law explained the pie. Yeah, I explained it. Yes, indeed. But it's all good, man. Because when you operate in your purpose, you're not really looking at someone else driving in their car. You just focusing in on your lane, right? And someone said that this used to be our lane. This used to be our outlet, right? We used to be able to use chop-up clips and put all 22 out there into a degree, and put broadcasting view out there. But now you can't because it's competitive. Now NFL, when the NFL find out, they can make a few pocket change, let us corner the market. So now I remember when the NFL Network first came out with the all 22, I was proudly to pay $350 for that access package so I can go and chop up film. It got to a point so that we can have all 22 to a degree faster than anyone else that it cost $1,500 to be a part of a special program. I gladly paid $1,500 every season, $1,500 just so I can have access to give back to you all. Never said and mentioned the price because I knew that throughout the course of the year, we'll make that money back. But how about, I think it happened last year before last, I put in $1,500 just to have access to it. You chop up because it takes hours to break down film, so you won't be lying to the audience. It takes hours. Can you imagine taking about 8 to 10 hours of your day, combing through film, chopping up film, and you curate it, you put it out there, and 5 minutes into the video, it's been claimed by the NFL Network or it's been claimed by the big media because they use it on their platform, and YouTube don't have a way to say, hey, you put it out first, but since they use it, they're going to get all of the credit. So it can be literally a 30-minute video of film breakdown, and only 30 seconds out of that clip that somebody used from the NFL Network, they would, and this is how YouTube works, they would take the entirety of the video, monetization, and give it to that said company, even if it's 30 seconds out of 30 minutes. So that's why we have to be adaptive. That's why we have to create other things. That's why we had to do more talking conversations versus visual conversations. So that's how it is, unfortunately, unless you go work for a network, you use their platform and use their media credentials, and you go and give them all of the work. No, you don't work that way. So that's the difference of being independent versus those other big guys on big networks and stuff like that, So it is for what it is. So with that being said, I don't want to pull up too much stuff on Troy Aikman. Let me see. Let me just fast forward.
He's been really good in his decision-making conditions that you're talking about in Chicago. But I would much rather have played in the win than I would have in my two favorite weekends of the NFL season because of.
All right, so he's talking more about playoffs and other teams. He didn't dive too much onto this situation. I will, because the interview is about 15 minutes long. What we'll do is we will circle back maybe on another day to go over Troy Aikman thoughts on this team and what we got going on in these sorts. But before I go to this other commercial break, I just want to let y'all know I really appreciate y'all. I'm not arguing or yelling at you guys. I'm just speaking my mind on a few things. But this is also brought to you by Fanatic Live. Fanatic Live is your number one collective brand as it relates to cards. You can buy your cards. You can sell them. You can also maneuver some of your picks as it relates to your cards and advice with stat lines on other platforms. But this is what I'm saying right here. Go click on this link right here, download Fanatic Live, and be a part of it. And maybe in the framework of everything, how we working things out, I'm speaking organically to you all, maybe I can get one of those big contracts. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank y'all. But before we go into the conversation, let's open up the phone lines. We give y'all about 15 to 20 minutes on the line. And I want to know your thoughts on who the defensive coordinator should be. We got to hit these things right. We got to draft right. We got to go into free agency right. We got to start watching the East and West Shrine Bowl. We got to make sure that we give everybody a chance to have an opportunity to make an impact on this team. And the best way we can do that will be this situation right here, studying. You can't go in here halfway knowing a player. You got to all the way know the player. And it takes time, and time is our enemy right now. But before we go into that, be sure to check out Fanatic Live and all what they do here. And there's the link right there. Click on that, download it, help support the nation, help support independent content creators in that fashion. All right, appreciate all of you guys. But let's go ahead and talk about this right here.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. That's 214 or 817 and every three that you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners on Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by 100 years of combined experiences. That's a lot of experience, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't dial that number, just visit FrenkelFirm.com. I got my guy, first caller again, 2 days in a row, man. I got Darius, man, from the 214. You're live, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, allow me to tell you, too, it's happening around us. Well, what I mean by that is that our division is starting to get good.
Yeah.
And so the Giants and the Commanders and they're not going to be easy dubs no more. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to get coaches, players, and high draft picks and quarterbacks as well. So this is one of the things that I was trying to I guess just putting the atmosphere that, hey man, while we over here playing with, these little bullshit coaches that we get, our division around us is getting better.
Yeah.
And so we can beat up on them and be happy about this little BS that we doing, but eventually it's gonna catch up.
Yeah.
So the time is pivotal. You can't, when you catch a window, like that whole Mike McCarthy area. That
was the window. That was a window. But it was more so of a window for the Eagles too, though. It was like two windows, right?
Yeah.
And the Eagles were pretty much 2017 hit us by surprise because no one really saw that, as far as the Eagles winning it in 2017. That was supposed to be in our window coming off of 2016, if you can follow me, right? And I get exactly what you're saying. So after 2016, we really supposed to do that all-in thing then in 2017, but we drafted Taco. We went with the safe route, and we really didn't shake the room of going out there and making sure that we were putting everything in the right proper space, because we were just satisfied with what we seen out of the 13-3 year, right? And there were still rumblings of not everybody sold on the quarterback. They were not sold on the quarterback until I would say 2019-ish or 2021-ish. They still haven't. Damn, they just really wasn't sold on the quarterback, if I can say that freely. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like they jumped off the ship like once he got hurt. Like after he got hurt, because I remember like back in the day, everybody was like devastated like when Dak got hurt. And like that was when Dak was beloved. But like after that injury, like shit kind of changed a little bit, As far as the draft wise, but I understand what you're talking about. As far as the draft wise, me personally, I think I would focus on the front seven. And this is just a theory of mine. I'm just spitballing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me personally, I would kind of focus on the front seven, i.e., I would probably get a linebacker and then a defensive end. I like that one draft you did. I think it was you had got Sonny Styles and you got Cassius Howe. And the reason why I'm saying I would do it that way is because I think if you get a good front seven, the secondary, like that would help the secondary play a lot better. In my perspective, if you get an all-star secondary, it's only so long they can hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so the last thing in closing, I meant to tell you as well, Big Game James, him and Producer G, they've been over there going crazy. I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but they over there smoking good weed, drinking, having a party, and the production value is quality.
That's my guy, Producer G, man. He always been one of them ones, man. For those who not familiar with it, they were together in 2017. It's good that Producer G done. It was another guy, but Producer G always been top tier. To believe it or not, true story. It started off with Producer G and Big Game James. They did, I forgot the name of their, I think Big Blue Network or something like that. Silver and Blue Network. Silver and Blue. Yeah. So me and Big Game James, we had the conversation. We was like, well, we want to keep this thing going, right? Because Producer G, he kind of, some life stuff happened, so he had to fall back. And we was looking for a person because it was just started off with me and Big Game James at that point. And to make a longer story short, we had reached out to a guy named. No. This is the origin story. Just the origin story. We were looking for a guy. We were looking for another producer on producer G's level, right? And I was looking at quality, man. I wanted quality, man. So Big Game James said, man, there's this guy named William Steele, and he's really good. And I was like, man, I don't know, man, because I do a little producing myself. I'm not. I just don't have the time to do it like them boys, right? So I said, I don't know about William Steele, man. I don't know, but then just bring him on, man. And then our very first show, William Steele dropped the ball, man. That Joker boy, he had framework everywhere. It's
nasty.
Just nasty
work.
Terrible. Yeah. He did the worst job ever. I said, Big Game, man, you going to bring this little guy in, man. He don't have a facial hair, got these damn glasses on. He don't know what he's doing, man. Get rid of him, man. And he said, nah, man, he going to get it right. He going to get it right. And then the very next episode, he came in with all type of stuff, man, graphics going and stuff, man. I'm sitting here like, wow. And Big Game James was known for like giving people nicknames, and he was like, I told you, Law. That's my. You know how you be cussing and everything. And then he went to go roll up his blood. And he was like, yeah, I told you, that's my naysayer. And he said, I said, you can't say that live, man, you know. But he said, man, I'm telling you, man, he's like a Skywalker, you know what I'm saying? And then that's how he came. He Jedi with it, you know, all this stuff. He's Skywalker, and I said, like a steel, Skywalker steel. That's how his name came, man, you know. And it wasn't. It would never happen if Producer G never got into whatever, you know, personal things that happened to him. But now look at everything.
Serendipity.
Yeah, it's serendipity. but a lot of people don't know, man. The late night hype was all birthed by Big Game James and I, and then we brought in Skywalker Steele, and I don't think nobody know him as William Steele now. You know what I'm saying? William, you know what I'm saying?
That boy William Steele is what I call him. But no, I mean that's a hell of a origin story. I like that, man.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to shoot that out to you and tell you know, so Big Game James for love, because I be watching him. You know what I'm saying? Every time he be putting out the little notification. I mean that
they crushing it. They crushing it on they crushing it on TikTok, and I'm seeing they migrating over. Shorts? Yeah, migrating over to
with the shorts.
hell yeah. But my guy Producer G always been cold blooded like that, man. Him, Skywalker is another guy that's name tip of my tongue. But them some good guys, man, and hey, second to none, boy. Them boys good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was all I wanted to say. I don't want to hold you up. I know you probably got some things to do, but I appreciate you, Law.
Man, appreciate
keep up the good work.
Thank you, man. That's my guy Darius from the 214. And shout out. I don't know if y'all remember Late Night Hype, man, but if you guys can, you know, I think I still got that video of Low Quality somewhere out. The origin of. I mean, it's just crazy. We've been doing this for a long time. 18 or 19 when we really started doing the Late Night Hype, but I started at the mid of 2016, and it's crazy, man. But look at the community, man. There's people right now, kids, man, teenagers, and they say, man, my baby was a toddler when they started watching you. Or watching some of your videos or what have you. I got from the 201, you're live on the Nation 100 grand, man, with the plan. What's good with you, man?
My God, what's goody?
Mm-hmm. It's good, man.
Oh, chilling. Listen, man, we playing around, man. We falling behind the 8 ball, man. Messing around with these coaches, man. It's now I get it.
Yeah.
A coach is only good because he got a name because he did it somewhere else. You got to show me when you do it here. I understand all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're rolling down a slippery slope with these guys that they recommending right now, man. We got to go out and, like you said, you see these guys with these good defenses, you got to go get them boys.
Right.
You know? But then again, it's a catch-22 because the defensive coordinator wasn't responsible for the defensive backs. That's the defensive back. See, so Law, it's a man.
What you mean? What you trying to say? What you getting that 100 grand? Was it Matt Eberflus' fault all the way, or what you trying to say? What you getting at?
It's his fault all the way because it's his staff.
Right.
You in charge of the staff. It's your fault all the way. Nobody was good. We can't say the defensive backs were good. We can't say the linebackers were good. All of it was bad.
Right.
So you got to get quality coaches in here, man.
Coaches do elevate.
Quality. Say that again.
As a coaches elevate. That's what coaches supposed to do. They see talent, and even if it's not a lot of talent, they figure out what's your strong suits, and they focus on that. You know, and if you can't fit the system or scheme, I'm trying to trade you away to get somebody that can.
And Shotty did do that on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
We don't got no complaints on the offensive side of the football, Law. The offensive side. Now, people say, oh, man, you know, we should have put up 50 points. This ain't college.
Yeah.
You ain't going to go out there and put up 50 points a game. This ain't college.
The other side getting paid, too.
Was humming.
Mm-hmm.
The running game was humming. The passing game was humming. You developed Flournoy.
Right.
I mean,
but at some point you got to know what you got, right? And even on the offensive side, the Cowboys played around with that. You know, they cut Flournoy, right? They cut him. They cut that brother. So anything that happened with Flournoy right now, and they giving him his flowers and praises, they didn't know what the hell they had out of him because they wouldn't have cut him. You know.
But sometimes if you cut a player, that light a fire under the player, man. You could get cut again and don't be in the league.
True.
So that could have been the tool. You ain't doing what you need to be doing. I'm gonna cut you,
man. Flournoy, that would have been valid point, but we were all seeing Flournoy do that in training camp and a spoonful of reps he had in preseason.
That's because they was on Jalen Tobin's. You know what?
They was on that sack. Yeah, they was on it. Yeah. I said, shoot.
That's
Mama Tobin, I love you. You know, don't peach me again. I might sue this time. I got Frenkel on my side. I'm gonna call Frenkel on the. Hey, you peach me now. Assault batteries. Where the batteries at? I'm putting the batteries in it too, man. I'm suing. Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? That's why. And then it took the problem with the Cowboys is if they like you, they're gonna give you every opportunity to make something shake.
Right.
Before they say, you know what? We gonna sit you down.
Yeah.
Instead of just noticing the first 3 games, oh, this guy ain't cutting it. This guy ain't cutting. We gotta let this guy go. This is the regular season now. We can't be dropping games.
Yeah.
And I think this year is going to be different. The NFC East has gotten better. You can't go into this season, Shotty. We got 17 winning opportunities. No, you don't. You got to play one game at a time. We got to go 1-0 every time until proven the Giants is still the Giants.
Yeah.
The Commanders is still the Commanders. Until that's proven in the regular season, every game matters now.
Yeah.
So that little cushion that they had is done. But unfortunately, Jerry Jones still want to be cheap Jones. You know, he want to pay his guys $2 million. He would never play $20 million long. He would never.
Yeah. I'm looking at the contract while you was talking on that. You know, John Harbaugh is making roughly. I'm gonna have to go pull it up from AITisha.
5 year, $20 million, $100 million.
Yeah. 5 years is what it is. Yeah, 5 year.
Yeah. 100 million.
100 million. Jerry would never. You know what I'm saying? We know Stephen Jones would never shoot. Shoot 20. How much? Okay. Schottenheimer's making $4 million. 4.5. How much? How many times they can go into 20? You know.
That's how many coaches we gonna have on the staff for that 20 million. We can get.
I'm the coach. You know. And. People fail to realize, man, people say, you know, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And then most people cut that part and they stop it right there, right? But when you read a little bit further down the stretch on that same passage, it states money answereth all things. It don't say a few things. It don't say a little things. It says all things. Now, I'm not saying that just because they paying this man $100 million in 5 years, but I'm quite sure
paying for the resume.
You paying for the influences, the resume, and then he could take a little bit of that money and shield it off and go get the best of the best positioning staff to pay them a little extra.
That come out of his money, Lord.
I know it ain't gonna come out of his money. I know it ain't gonna come out of his money. But you know what I'm saying though, right? Like basically, if the Giants are willing to pay $100 million in 5 years for this guy, right? If that same guy say, well, I need this staff member and I need that staff member to get paid similar, they're not finna say, okay, well, pay it out of your own salary, but they're going to look at it and say, well, shit, I'm already paying this man $100 million. I might as well get him what he ultimately need to. You know, Jerry don't operate that way. Jerry don't operate
Jerry don't operate like that because Jerry still got his ego. Not only did he pay him that money, this your operation.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Right.
And the Giants don't operate like that, Law. They just switched their philosophy this year to operate like that.
Right.
They changed.
You right there, right down the street.
They don't move like that.
Right.
They changed because this is the so-called legacy. This is the legacy pick right here. So if this don't work out, so Jim Harbaugh got some big shoes because if this don't work out for the Giants, it can hinder them for a long time if this don't work out.
Well, we've been talking about valuable franchises, right? In the National Football League, guess who top 10?
No, I ain't talking about money.
No. I'm talking about billions of dollars. Like $13 billion is what Jerry Jones accumulated. I think the Giants are somewhere in between, as far as revenue, 9 to maybe 10 billion. It's not like they're that far, but they are far, right? But they're not that far away from the Cowboys.
But
So
I'm not talking about money when I say hinder them. I'm talking about the morale of the fan base is an all-time high right now, Lo. You can't tell them nothing. If they go into this season and they don't make the playoffs, the New York media will destroy them.
Yeah.
Because right now, everybody is saying playoff. You got some people saying Super Bowl.
Right. True.
With this coaching move right now.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Do you think that, when you look at the talent that John Harbaugh had at Ravens, in which it was a lot of talent over there, and now he going with a fresh sheet of paper, and some people going to look at it like, in the last 5 to 10 years, the Ravens been what they inspired to be, right? Because the Giants been, ever since they took that boat trip and they took that picture on that boat, they only won I think 17 games or something like that. If John Harbaugh win 8 games, boy, they consider him a saint in Giants land.
Not in New York, Law. They got to make the playoffs, Law. I'm telling you, that's not going to cut it.
I've seen how me and Bad Dog go back and forth a lot. You go ahead.
The way that they are talking, Law, they got to at least make the playoffs.
Do you think that he got a playoff roster? Do you think that John Harbaugh misses the playoff consistently?
I don't think they have a playoff roster because I gotta see that team has been talented and they haven't been able to win games.
Because they haven't had the coach.
Win you games. The coaches win you games.
Yeah.
But also too, did he pick the players over there in Baltimore?
I mean, Ozzie Newsome.
He didn't have that full.
Yeah. Oh boy, he cooked though. He can cook though. You know what I'm saying? That boy cook over there in Ravens land.
But if Ozzie would have came to the Giants too, then I would be saying, "Oh no, I don't know." But he's over there on his own.
Were the Giants' defense better than our defense last season? Right? Yeah.
Come on, man. We had terrible coaches.
Yeah, terrible coaches. So he don't have to fix much as somebody got to come over here to fix this damn defense. It's been 2 years of a slump over here, and then you got to fight through Jerry and Steven. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm gonna change my shade of blue and root for the Giants, but this would be an eye opener because I do like the iron sharpen iron type of theory. And Jerry Jones, this should light a fire that hey, he got to have a sense of urgency.
I believe it should too, but I also believe, okay, we look at John Harbaugh. He's been the same, one and done. If he was over here in Cowboys land, we would be wanting to get rid of him too because you one and done. You make it to the playoffs, but you only get we say it about Lamar.
Yeah.
Is that really a major upgrade?
The thing is, come on, man. I'm not finna take a dump on Harbaugh like that because Harbaugh is pretty much way better than what we've seen out of Garrett, and he would have been a way better coach in my thought track as far as being the leader and the dictator as it relates to his crowds of people and philosophy than a Mike McCarthy to that degree. I think that John Harbaugh is a little bit more seasoned. Now, granted, Mike McCarthy probably have a better win-to-lose ratio, but that's mainly because, shoot, he didn't have John Harbaugh didn't have, and I hate to say this, he didn't have an Aaron Rodgers, right? He didn't have a Tony Romo. He had a Lamar Jackson, which is cool, but that's about it.
But you got Lamar Jackson law, you got Derrick Henry law, and you one and done. If he was over here in Dallas land, we would be like, bro, what's going on? You got to go. Same with Mike. So it's like, if you really break it down, the coaches are the same. They're not. I could see if, like, man, Jim Harbaugh go to the Super Bowl, he might not don't win it, but at least he'll get you to the Super Bowl. Then I would be over here saying a different tune. But you going one and done in the playoffs, I could see you going one and done with Jackson Dart too. Jackson Dart ain't nothing he can't hold a candle to Lamar.
Here's how. Yeah, but he's going into his second season now. You know what I'm saying? He's a rookie this year. So we don't know the fullness of who Jackson Dart may become. Especially under this particular coaching staff, right? All I'm saying is I don't want to give the damn Giants any flowers or anything. I want them to epically fall to their faces, right? We all want them to fall, right? Yes. But we all have to look at it from this perspective. As of today, on paper, they're a better team than what they were in the last 15 years.
Yeah, because of Jim Harbaugh.
Because Jim Harbaugh,
John. Because of John. Until we see what his philosophy is when we get to training camp in the regular season.
Right.
Until then, you got to show me, because you had a better squad over there in Baltimore and you did nothing.
Yeah, you did nothing. Sorry, but the AFC been a stronger division, a stronger conference than the NFC, collectively speaking, though. I'm just saying. I'm just calling a spade a spade,
Yes, but you got those same players, but you just got Jim Harbaugh. I mean, we still a better team than the Giants. I don't think the Giants got better players than we do. Facts. I don't think the Giants got better players than the Eagles.
They have better defense, though.
Yes. But just like an offense don't win you games, the defense don't win you games either. You got the best, and they say defense win championships, but the Giants couldn't get it done.
I know.
Now,
so wait a minute. So what is your argument though? What is your argument though? You know what I'm saying? What's your argument though?
My argument is we don't know what can happen. We just going off of his old bodies. We going off his old bodies. We hyping this dude up off his old bodies. That don't mean because he's there, it's going to be an automatic transfer of winning. But us as Cowboys can't say we're going to continue doing what we doing and just see what they do. No, we got to counter.
That's what I'm saying.
We gotta make moves, and we're not doing that.
Right. So let me just say this. Let me say this.
What Jim might be.
No. John, we do know that John is better than Shotty as a coach, right? We do know that. Move that to the side. Last season, their defense was better than our defense, and we moved that to the side, right?
Their season was terrible last year. Their defense, the Ravens' defense was terrible last year.
Well, hold on. Zach Orr had them ranked as top 15. You see what I'm saying? If we had the 15th ranked defense, we in the postseason this year. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm framing this conversation. I know it didn't feel like it. Nobody's giving up more points than us, and I'm just making sure. Let me double check. Let me double check. Their defense just wasn't up to par to what we customarily to see. You know what I'm saying? And of course. Yeah. So according to this information I'm looking at right here, they had the 15th ranked offense and the 15th ranked defense.
Oh, we would have won it. We would have.
Man, come on, man.
We would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't have had the 15-link offense. You could cancel.
Yeah.
Number one. Yeah. But we would have went to the playoffs, man. We would have been in the dance. We would have won a playoff game. Because you can't tell me Eagles dropping the ball like that against a hurt center.
Let me see.
And Dak Prescott go up against that. Oh,
yeah, and even the Giants, they had the 22nd ranked defense last season, and we already know where we were ranked at. So I don't know, man. All I can say is, well, this should light a sense of urgency. Like on the open market, you had a choice between Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, and Shotty. Who you taking?
I think we got to take Mike out, Lo.
Tomlin,
because they still own his rights. You would have to give up picks and all that for that.
Well, if you were on the open market, if you even if you had those set of circumstances, would you give up some picks for Mike Tomlin, or would you say, "Hey, man, it's Shotty, man"? What would you do?
Man, Mike another one, man. Law, this one and done, Law. That's the deal.
That's the same thing with Mike Tomlin, though.
Done. Yeah, it's the same thing with Mike. That's what I'm saying. This one and done thing is what, because the Giants, when Mike McCarthy was going to go to the Giants, they was complaining he's one and done in the playoffs. We don't want him. You go and get Jim Harbaugh, the same thing. I'm sorry, he's still one and done in the playoffs, and they happy as go lucky. I'm just calling. Oh, he ain't won the Super Bowl since he had Aaron Rodgers. Okay, when did John win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man, I'm just saying, man.
When did he do it?
What'd you say?
It's like it's a pick and choose. It's a pick and choose. That's how I feel. Like it's a pick and choose, man. So I mean, and again, as far as our defensive coach, you know, there's better ones out there, but it's just Jerry won't. I like the Giants and how they made that move because it seems like they got out the way. They got out the way, and they're gonna say, you know what? Football people, do the football thing. Jerry is not getting out the way. And unfortunately, it took for, unfortunate circumstances for the Giants to finally get out the way. And unfortunately, that might be the same thing with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It might take something like that for Jerry to say, you know what? I need to get out the way. Finally, I'm going to get out the way and let the football people do what the football people do. And it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
It's unfortunate because it took that for the Giants to finally say, I'm getting out the way. You could pick your own general manager. You could pick the players. I'm just going to sit back and watch how you do. Because the Giants don't operate like that, people. The Giants operate just like how the Cowboys do. Y'all probably don't know that because they don't got, they're not on the radio every 5 seconds like our guys are. But they operate the same way.
But in closing, I just want to say this though, and I get what you're saying, the one and done type of thing, and I would want him to not even be the one and done. I want him to not even make it to the postseason. But it's been 30 years, 30 seasons. And John Harbaugh, do you know how many playoff wins he got on his resume?
I understand that, but if
hold on, but in 30 years, 30 seasons, we only got 5 playoff wins. He got 13. We got to be mindful of those things. That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. But I appreciate you calling in.
Okay, hold on. How many of those years they went to the AFC Championship game?
AFC Championship? I mean, I got to Google now. So you got me pulling up Google. Okay, John.
I thought you had to start something.
Man, sure. I was just looking at his resume, man. Hold on. John Harbaugh as a head coach, AFC Championship?
Yep.
It had to be more than what we got. I guarantee you that.
No. What's the number?
He's 1-3 in the AFC. He been to 4.
My point,
how many? 1-3.
He went there 4 times. At least he went there 4 times.
He went there in 08, 11, and 12, and then in 2023.
Would Cowboys Nation be happy? Chat, would y'all be happy with that here in Cowboys Nation? That's all I want to know. All right, Lo.
Appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. Yes, indeed. That's a good call from my guy, 100 grand with the plan. I think we wouldn't be happy with that as well. But I think that overall, we sitting at 0. We haven't even made it to the postseason in 2 seasons. So it is for what it is. I get with what my guy 100 grand is saying. But let me see who they lost to. And that's a whole nother conversation too. Because let's be real, AFC haven't been chopped liver. It's not like it used to be a situation like this season. If we had offense plus defense, I would say, man, we got a straight shot at this. And I'm hearing Sam Darnold's on an injury report. They got to play against the 49ers. A crippled 49ers team can be in the NFC Championship game. That's how crazy this could be, right? And that's the opportunity lost from us. And it was based off of our coaching decision. I'm quite sure that if John Harbaugh is getting paid $100 million, the demand for the respect on the defensive side of the coin going to be different, as well as the offensive side of the coin going to be different. I just don't foresee Harbaugh going into the Giants and they're not making the necessary adjustments on their defense. And it's week 3, it's week 4, it's week 5, it's week 10. I'm thinking that they're going to go all in and make sure that he get every piece that he need in order to be successful there. Because every Giant fan right now would love to have at least those chances of being in the postseason 13 times. I got the next caller from the 585. Tariq, you live.
Hey, what's going on, Law Nation? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Hey, all is well. Can't complain, man. How about you?
I'm cool, man. Everything good. But yeah, like $100 grand, man. Like, bro, you gotta understand something. They had to go against Patrick Mahomes and other good teams. I think Brady was still there around that time when he was losing. He was losing, so he had to go against some great teams to even get up out of there to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So my thing is, Harbaugh knows how to beat the Cowboys. What's our record against Baltimore when they came either in the Cowboy Stadium or we had to go see them? I don't think we won those games. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the last time we beat.
Damn, I forgot to even look up that side of the argument. You know, but keep going.
Because last year they blew us out, remember? He embarrassed us. So he knows how to play against the Cowboys.
He's hold on, I got it right here. John Harbaugh has a strong record versus the Cowboys. He's holding the record of 4-1 versus the Cowboys in the regular season.
Yeah, that's why I was sitting back listening to 100 grand. Like, you doing too much yelling and screaming over there, bro. That dude know how to come in here and beat us. We're gonna have to adjust before he turns them into the New York Giant Baltimore Ravens over there. Because believe you me, some of them Baltimore Ravens are coming over to Giant Stadium.
Oh yeah,
to go play for him.
Yeah.
Some of them dudes, you know what I'm saying. So he knows how to put a team together. And I don't think my thing is I don't think that a person like Jackson Dart is a scrub because you gave him a bite of the apple. He beat us at the end of the season. He has motivation going into the next season to feel like he probably can beat us again. Especially with this type of coach coming in, that's a Super Bowl winning coach, and I'm pretty sure John is going to put a great staff together. And like you said, Law, the Giants probably the organization probably is going to give him the keys to the car and say, "Hey man, put the team together, do what you got to do. We're going to spend the money."
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems that we have in Cowboy Nation, man. As far as the Joneses, man, it's like. When are they going to understand that it's going to take money to fix this team and to quit holding on to the money and make some of these star players feel good about staying with us and going out to get some of these free agents? Because that's the whole thing. I haven't been liking with us is that I understand they're cheap, but at the same time, it's a time to be cheap and it's time to spend money. And I think it's more of a time to spend money now and get this defensive coordinator in here. And let's not skip over free agency and go straight to the draft. Let's go and fix the defense through the free agency.
Hey, I got it. I'm slow on my pull though, cause $100,000 he threw me some curveballs. I wasn't ready for it. And shout out to him for stretching my mind. All right, so I got it here, Tariq. It states here in 2009 he lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They went on ahead, and after they beat him, they went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. In 2010, he lost to guess who? Peyton Manning. They went on ahead and they won the Super Bowl. In 2011, he lost to who? Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah. And then in 2012, he beat the Patriots, and they went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. In 2014, in the postseason, I'm talking about the notable playoff games that they lost or what have you. He had to go up against the Patriots again. He lost to the Patriots, and guess what the Patriots did? Went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. And then his eyesore was in 2019. He lost to the Tennessee Titans. Of course, you know, that year the Titans, people were laughing at them because I think that they had one with Ryan Tannehill or somebody, you know. And then here's the last slew of games. In 2020, he lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. In 2023, Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? And of course, they went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. So every time he lost in the playoffs, it was against the team that went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. And then last but not least, of course, this final year, he lost to the damn Steelers. So, you know, he only had one ring. But if you contextualize the teams that he lost to, I mean, if he beat those teams, you probably can say, and I know if is a fifth, and I'm not campaigning for Harbaugh, but I'm trying to framework it if he was here in the Cowboys situation, right? We could probably stomach those losses more than us losing against the damn, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Green Bay put up 40 points, and all of a sudden, Vikings. You get what I'm saying? All of those years, we lose to a team that struggled to get to the postseason, whereas they absolutely get to the postseason and lose to a team that went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. And that's just how I'm looking at it. I'm not saying that Harbaugh is going to take the Giants to the Super Bowl. I want them ultimately to fall on their faces, but I got to make sure. I got to make sure that next week when I go to the Super Friends, that I got to have every arsenal that I can possibly have when I'm fighting against damn Bad Dog now. And you already know Louis T going to be like, hey, one of them walls, JD5, going to be back and keeping it alive. And you already know Lord Brunson. I got to make sure I keep my battles together, man. But keep going.
Yeah, good. Because I look at it like this, man. They got some good defensive pieces over there, man. I think Harbaugh going to know how to put that team together, man, depending on who's the general manager and what he wants. You know, because I know they're going to dip in the free agency market, and I know they're going to do what they got to do as far as that draft. And my thing is, like I was saying, my thing is with the Cowboys and where the Cowboys, I feel like the biggest void that we have is the free agency market, man. I think if these dudes would say, you know what, forget it, man, we about to spend this money in this free agent, we're going to get some dogs on this team. We're going to get more dogs on this team. So when we go into the draft, now we know who we need to put on this team to help out the dogs that we already brung in. And we go with the dogs that we have on the team. I think that will make a better defense, man. Instead of trying to do everything through the draft, man. I feel like that's where we be falling off at. They want to do everything through the draft. They want to bring these young dudes in here and put all this pressure on them. They just come into the NFL. Then you going to get these low, bottom of the barrel ass free agents. Then now when we get to talking junk, now they want to go trade in the middle of the season and bring people in that just stuff they should have did it before the season even started.
Right.
That's what I feel like our hang up is. You know what I'm saying? And then now they ramping up their case against the media over there in Dallas, ramping up their case against George Pickens, trying to paint him as a bad player. And I think that's just straight BS, man. They need to just go ahead and pay their star players. Get that out the way. If he's the focus, get him out the way, and try to do what y'all got to do in the free agency market, and then it'll be a so much better draft because maybe certain players that fit the team will be there for you, or you can trade back and still get some good players to put on this team. Because we can dance this, we can paint this picture however we want to paint it. But I think if they just keep saying, "Oh, who we gonna draft in the draft," that's bull, man. Because it's like the other teams in our conference is not going to do that. They're going to do whatever it takes to make sure their team is equipped and ready to rock and roll for this season. You know what I'm saying? Far as free agency, man. Free agency is big, man. And I get tired when us as Cowboy Nation sometimes we only think about the damn draft instead of the free agents. The free agency comes before the draft, man.
Yeah.
Why can't we be in that first wave? When the last time in all these in these years, the last time we've been in the first wave of the draft, I mean in the free agency market, and we got a couple good pieces to put on this team. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Why we gotta wait to the third day or fifth day to get somebody on this team?
Because of the pie.
Dudes be bums, man.
Because of the pie, man. The pie.
The pie. Get rid of some of these bum players on your team. Get rid of some of these bums and free up that money and push certain contracts down the road. They know what to do to free up money. They be lying, man.
Yes,
but that's all I gotta say, Law.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cowboy Nation, I'm up out of here. Peace.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. It's a good call from Reek, man. We're not talking Giants or Giants collective, but and I feel you. Nobody we not in fear, just not fear talk, you know. But my job is to just tell y'all the truth, man. This is not a Ben McAdoo hire. This is not a Pat Shurmur hire. It's not a Joe Judge hire. This is not a Brian D. Ball, hire. This is John Harbaugh. And none of those guys that I just mentioned can probably tie Harbaugh's shoes, right? Ben McAdoo. Yeah, who remember McAdoo? We even brought him over here in 2020. Had to get rid of him real quickly after that. But I'm just saying this is not those type of hires. It's just more of a Tom Coughlin, Jim Fassel, Dan Reeves. Who else they had? Parcells. Yeah. So I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna have to have our hands full going into this season, and we don't have those two games whereas we can say, okay, we can scrape by and get these 2 wins, man, because they got McAdoo back there, cockadoo-doo. But they got a Brian Daboll, and I give it what my guy $100,000. He stays in that area. He right there, right next to the Giants. But Brian Daboll, how many years Brian Daboll been there? Brian Daboll seemed like he been there for at least 3-4 years, or at least maybe 5. And yes, we were doing Super Friends. I had to go back and forth with who remember. I'll never forget. And I think it could have been Darius. It could have been Darius. And Darius let me know, man. It was somebody who kept calling in saying, hey, man, the Cowboys should have got Brian Daboll over Mike McCarthy, right? And when we used to do the Super Friends show, and we were ranking the coaches, everybody was putting Brian Daboll over him, So it's just crazy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Ryan Dayball. No ball, a day ball, or them balls. Them boys play like balls, man. Hey, DP, man, you live, man. boy, it'll be days like, dang.
Them balls, D-balls.
Boy, we going to be wishing, like, wait, what McAdoo at? Bring McAdoo back.
Good grief, man. But I tell you what, man, the calls have been pretty good, man. I don't think I can top what any of these guys been saying, but I'll say like because I hear what 100 grand was saying. Shout out to him. But yeah, the Giants, man, I think they're gonna be tough within the next 2 years, man. So yeah, Cowboys definitely gotta get on the ball with this, man, especially like the call that just got off free agency, man. It's like I don't understand why it's the same old when it comes to. Gee, my bad. My dog in the background.
No, it's all good. That's all good.
So yeah, I would. As far as defensive coordinators, I'm cool with the guy from the Broncos. I think that would definitely be a good pickup. Like as long as I would just refuse to see the Gannon guy here. I ain't trying to see Matthew Eberflus's stepchild come over here and coach the defense, man. Because I think my 2-year-old could motivate the defense better than that dude can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to see none of that. But hopefully, man, this team, man, they get some good free agents, man, because that's definitely where it's at. I'm tired of seeing this whole build through the draft mentality, because you got to sit back here, you got to wait to see if these guys are going to hit on the draft, So man, just it's the same crap, right, man. I had another question I had to ask, man. I can't even think of it. So, but who I guess I would ask, like, who would you want as the defensive coordinator if you could choose?
We all like Raheem Morris and
right.
Brian Flores. I like Durante in them, but I would go with more so the lesser of two evils, because I understand the terrain of Dallas. I understand, man. I'm not finna go fight to be a freedom fighter out here and be like, hey, go get Tyrone, man. I'm not finna freedom fight this thing, man. I saw what they did to JFK, man. I ain't crazy. So, and it happened in Dallas, by the way. So I know that there's some invisible hatred lines throughout Texas. For the lesser of two evils, if it's out of Jim Leonard versus a Gannon, give me Jim Leonard and his staff, and hopefully we can pull in a Zach Orr and as well as a Durante and them, and have them on the defensive staff, and then we can get to going, right? I can't wait to see what Aaron Whitecotton is going to look like coaching one of these strong teams, and I hope that can just shed light to what this team is going as far as a philosophy and a principle. So Jim Leonard is my guy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that would definitely be different than what they're used to. And
right.
I think he said because he said Jim Leonard. Is he kind of young? I couldn't remember if he was spoke on that or not.
Let me Google him right quick. I think he's 40 something.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So
you're not long in the tooth.
Yeah, exactly. So bring in some young guys, man. For me, I'm not. If I was looking at DC, he doesn't necessarily have to be like one of them rah type of guys, but I guess he has to be a guy that the defense, the players, they'll what's that little catchphrase?
He's 43. Jim Leonard is 43.
Okay, yeah. So you would want the defense players to be able to run through a brick wall for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's what I'm hoping if they do bring this guy in. But at the end of the day, it's like I just wish that Jerry they would just get the hell out the way, man. Just get out the way, man. Just let these guys do what they do. So if they fall on their faces, that's on them.
Right.
That just blew my mind during the press conference when Jerry seriously sat there and put the hiring of Matthew Eberflus. He put it all on Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah. And Schottenheimer just sat there and just did that. Like, dude, come on, man. You gotta let them nuts hang a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Like it just be like at least make a face like, I know he didn't just put that on me, but it is what it is, man. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, man. Hopefully things get a little bit different, man. But as always, man, I appreciate you letting me get a chance to speak, Law.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. That's DP, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
979, man. I always love to hear kids in the background, knowing that they're gonna grow up being a diehard Cowboy fan. That's amazing. Rio Madrid Spartans. Yeah. And y'all give it what I'm saying, JT Wolf Sports says, what if Jim declined us? Make it so he don't decline. Yeah. Make it so he don't decline, right? And that will speak more volumes of who the Cowboys are. If you got a 42 to a 43-year-old guy who say, you know what, I'm gonna decline and just be over here in Denver or stay with wherever I'm doing. When you have a chance to coach for America's team and put that on your resume. Now, granted, the Cowboys tend to pay dog food according to like other coaching staff. Maybe if they lowball him, I think right now his salary at Denver is $1.2 million. So what will an extra $3 million do for him, right? I think that'll do a lot, but there could be a team to say, hey, I'll throw him $8 million. Then if that team giving him $8 million, then shoot, hell yeah, I would decline. But if it's the lateral move and it's the same money, then I can see that, him saying, okay, I'm going to be still in Denver. The Cowboys got to offer a little bit more incentives and then say to him, hey, here in Dallas, you think you're getting a lot of pub now being in Denver, come on over to the Cowboys land. And I get it. If it's dollar for dollar, Jerry Jones can't even put like this, and I'm going to say this correctly. Denver, the owners of Denver makes 4 times more money than Jerry Jones do. Let me say this again. The owners of Denver, they own Walmarts and stuff, they make 4 to 5 times more money than Jerry, right? Jerry money only comes from oil deals and the football team, which is poverty money compared to them. If the Denver owner woke up with Jerry Jones money, he'd probably jump out of one of his helicopters and slice his wrist and throat before he hit the ground. Oh, I'm broke. Ah. That's what he probably do, because Jerry don't make the amount of money that them boys make. And I was seeing they make like 87 to 90 billion dollars with a B. You know, Jerry making anywhere between 13 to 20 billion. And that's just different. I know I'm from this end of the world, and I'm sitting there like, hey, man, Jerry ain't making money. But he ain't making the Waltons money or whoever they money. They got old money, you know. So, yeah, they probably could say, man, we really like you, Jim. We want you to stay. Go down that street, take a right. There's a house for you. Go into the 3rd bedroom. Hey, have at it, right? So I'm just saying. So that's why we can all look at this and say, he might can stay in Denver. We just never know. You know, Big Amish, man, from the 202, you're live. Talk to me.
Hey, Law. Good to hear from you, my brother.
Good to hear from you, man.
I hated how the season ended. It's been a while since we talked, so
yeah, it's been a minute, really, man. I didn't get the opening, man. You didn't. Y'all, I was gonna hear you, man. What's going on? You all right?
I'll bring that back. Yeah, no, man. I've been down because there was one thing I wanted to bring out. Number one, I mean 2 things, but one was how the season ended. Left a bad taste in my mouth, and I didn't like the way the post-game conferences went. I mean, we got blown out by the Giants. Outplayed Jackson Dart outplayed Dak. I mean, it was a horrible way to end the season. It's a great way to start a season for next year if you were the Giants. That's why this game never made sense to me, why we were playing who we were playing and everything else. But needless on that issue. My issue, which I didn't get a chance to get into when this happened, but I'm actually infuriated with the NFL, our whole coaching staff, and Jerry Jones, and I'll tell you why. At the end of the season, everyone's still laughing and stuff, but there was a young man whose life was lost during the season. And you know, there's no way I could forget Marshawn Nealon and how, okay, there's been nothing talked about him by the team, nothing by Eberflus. I want to know what the hell happened, because if they knew or should have known that this young man was having problems, and they did squat. Someone's got to pay for this. And I'm not just talking about monetary. This, to me, is like at an evil level. And I'm not saying anything happened.
Right.
And I'm sorry to change gears on this.
No, you're good.
But this is kind of haunting me for a while, and I never got it off my chest because a lot of people calling in, and it was a very emotional time, and so I backed off. But at the end of the season now, you saw those smiles even after losing the game. Everyone's laughing and giggling like they're Shrek in the swamp farting in that hot tub.
Right.
Right, but who knew about Marshawn Nealon's issues? Why didn't the coaches know? Why didn't Jerry Jones know? But let's from a coaching level, how do you not know unless this was just so well hidden they didn't know? I don't buy that. There's going to be signals, and if you're making billions of dollars like Jerry Jones in the NFL is, you better have someone on every goddamn NFL team reviewing players and making sure their health is not at issue, their emotional health, let alone their physical well-being. But there's got to be an advocate for players, and you're going to say, well, maybe they have that. But how did he fall through the cracks? I don't know what you know, but share some light into it. But I want accountability from every coaching member. That's from Eberflus. He's with him more time. I'm assuming the defensive line coach, White Cotton. I don't know, but there's got to be a way communication travels. And if someone knew about it and it didn't get communicated, that's even worse. I want everyone fired. And you'll say, well, that's not good for the team. But I would want everyone fired if that's what happened. If they knew, even from the lowest level, and that person didn't have the ability to communicate that up. I doubt it. But Shotty's all talk about communication and everything else. Why did this man have to suffer the ultimate penalty? How did he fall through the cracks? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little livid, but
no, you good. You're good.
Because he's not the only one who falls through the cracks in different ways.
Man, that's very deep, man. I'll try to go over as much as I can. But I thank you so much for calling in. No, you're good. You're good.
But I'll give you this, though. How about them Cowboys?
Yo, man, that's my guy, Big Amish. I mean, we can pivot the show this way, but before I let Zeta, not Beta, in from the 205, hold tight, Zeta. What I want to say is that no one knows pretty much what goes on in the framework of a mind of a person, right? The only person that I can think of for Marshawn Nealon that knew the most was probably his loved one. She with him. She reported the information. She reported what was going on mentally that was with him. I think that the enemy always try to get you to be by yourself. And, when you by yourself, the walls and things begin to corral you. Be in a dark room, right? So when Dak Prescott got the ask for help and you got other people that's asking for, for help, he got that website. They got things, they got parameters, they got check-in with counselors, and they have the award of that part of the attrition with these players. They have set aside counseling sessions. The NFL have programs. There's a lot of programs, but every now and then people still slip through the crack. It's divide and conquer. You in a room by yourself or you alone to yourself. That's when the voices of the of the negativity speaks is loudest, right? So sometimes even I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychiatrist, but sometimes I go through it too. It was reported that he had made a cryptic tweet out, right? And he was talking about, Mom, I did all of this for you. I made it to the top, and now it's time for me to just come back to see you. You just never know how emotions can really fill up, and it's unfortunate. We've seen this happen time and time again. I think Tony Dungy lost his son to suicidal situation. And you would think that his son would have been able to reach out to somebody. All money ain't good money. All good times ain't good times, right? Sometimes holidays hit the hardest. Sometimes your birthday hit the hardest. So it's just one of those things, whereas it's hard to speak about. On top of that, life in this world continue to move. The world don't care. It's going to continue to spin. It's not going to stop for you. So I'm just telling people, if you're going through something right now, of course you can dial 988. You can speak to someone and they would try to talk you off of that ledge or what have you, or they'll try to give you a calm voice to subdue you to a degree. But when your mind is made up, it's made up, baby. People just don't wake up one morning and say, hey, let me just jump off the top of a building. It's accumulations of so many other things that build up to that moment, right? So that's why it's good to check on some people. That's why it's good to hit people up. That's why it's good to talk. That's why it's good to call in, leave your frustration, and say, hey, man, there's some people literally blame me for the Cowboys for losing, right? It's good. If that keep them alive, shoot. Call in, blame me. Lord, blame you for the Cowboys losing for 30 years, 30 seasons, man. It's on you, and I'll take the burden. I'll take the hit. If you can stay alive, don't y'all know how many people, this was a true story. Dude had a bullet on his neck and made a chain out of it and said, Lord, you see this chain? I was in Oxnard. Lord, you see this chain? This bullet right here, I was gonna swallow this bullet, but I listened to your closing statement. If I never had that closing statement, he would have swallowed the bullet. So it's just one conversation can help this situation. But it was an unfortunate situation with Marshawn Nealon. May he rest in peace. People will still be searching for answers. People will be still searching for solutions. And the craziest part of it, he won't be the last person. There's somebody else on somebody else's team. We would hope that he was the last person, but there's somebody right now. So just dial 988. Just pick up the phone. Some people troll to cope. Yes, a third of these Eagle fans come here. They just coping, right? They just trying to get stuff off of their bird chest, right? I'm just picking at the Eagles fan to me, bring a little light to it, right? Jeez. But at the end of the day, I'll never forget this old lady that told me I was just frustrated and I was going off, just this random old lady. And they said, be weary of strangers because you never know, you may be entertaining an angel. And I was just venting to this lady one time. It was many years ago. And she just tipped me on and said, baby, if you think that hard, just keep living. And she was right. I thought I was going through something then. She said, baby. She didn't say, oh, it's going to get better. She didn't say it's going to get worse. She just said, baby, if you think that's hard, just keep living. Either you're going to go into a storm or you're coming out of one. That's life. That's the world, So we just you just gotta continue to live and go through it. And guess what? We be thinking we going through stuff because you didn't get the right shoes you want. There's somebody with no feet. You know what I'm saying? You think you going through something because you didn't get a chance to make it to the NFL, and now you're mad. There's somebody that didn't get a chance to make it to high school, right? So we can all play that game too, But just keep living like that old lady said. I got from the 205, you're live. Talk to me.
Oh yeah, it's real right there, Law.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate
Spoke
you.
nothing but the truth, man. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. That's just crazy, man. But look, that's crazy that dude was talking about it a couple callers back. How you've been doing this for a minute, man. You've been really putting in the time and the effort for a long time. And I remember one day I was just scrolling on YouTube mad. Because we had just lost to Chicago, and this was in 2019. I came across your YouTube channel. And since that day, I ain't never stopped listening. That's how long I've been listening to Law Nation. This is like what, the 6th year, man. Like Law's my dog, man. But yo, on the football note, the Giants ain't gonna be nothing easy next year, man. They wasn't nothing easy this year either.
Right.
But so hey man, our division ain't getting easier, dog. It ain't. Dallas got to come on. If you gonna pay George Pickens, pay him right now.
Right.
Like I'm tired of waiting till the offseason, all this distractions and this. I'm done with that. Shotty can't build no culture if you got that type of stuff going on.
Right. And the NFC about to be a powerhouse. Let's just think about it. Just think about it. We talking about not easy.
Oh yeah.
What really rocked the boat with all of us was what the team, what division that the 49ers in? They in the NFC West, right?
They're in the West.
All them teams are good outside of the Cardinals, I guess.
Except Arizona.
Arizona, but shoot, it wasn't easy. Rams winning, the Seattle winning. So
almost everybody,
and we still lost to the Cards, and that shouldn't be the reason why we go get Jonathan Gannon, by the way. But what I'm saying is, that I can foresee that we can do the same. Like it's going to be the Eagles continue to win. They still got a good framework of personnel there, right? They're not going to just sit back and lose all of those games. They're not going to fall off the face of the earth because you still got Howie. No. To a point, the Washington team, if JD5 can stay healthy, that's a big if. He's got the skinny leg quarterback. I'm quite sure that they are looking to get better if they get Brian Flores there as their defensive coordinator. Oh, yeah. And they need another offensive coordinator. If Mike McDaniel say, you know what, I'm going to go to the Washington team. You seen that stadium that they finna build?
Oh yeah, man, that stadium nice, boy.
They gearing up for that, man. Teams start to figure out ways to win when you get that stadium finna get built. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
that stadium.
I see beyond. The NFL is an entertainment league, and we finna have a powerhouse. John Harbaugh is finna play at least a game there a season, right? Whoever is going to be our defense is going to at least play a game there a season. So they're going to have to sell the ratings. So it's going to be the NFC East is about to be a powerhouse. I just don't want us to be the low end of the team because during that time frame, we only got 2 or 3 more years with Dak.
Yeah. Dak, like what, 32?
He's 33, something like that. Sure, he 32, 33. So
getting on up there, man.
He getting on up there, and we people think that, you know, people literally think that Dak is trash. Some people think that, and he's horrible and all of this stuff. But we were blessed to come from Tony Romo to Dak. We were blessed. I don't know who's going to be the third quarterback. I don't think that Joe Milton down the stretch is going to be like those type of quarterbacks that we had out of Tony Romo and Dak. So life after Dak, we may be in that failed state. You know what I'm saying? Looking for a quarterback.
If you Cam Newton, you think we're going to get Arch Manning. But hey.
But Arch Manning better show me something in college, though. You know, shoot. You got to show me a little bit more.
Oh yeah, Arch been crazy at the end of the year though, but we still ain't gonna get him because we don't suck. We don't suck enough.
Yeah, we don't. Falls are necessary.
yeah, man. Yeah. We don't do that, man. But you know, when it comes to defensive coordinators, though, I don't want the Packers D-line coach. I only want, because it's easier for me to say this, I only want the guy from Denver, Raheem Morris, and I think that's it, really. I only want them two, if I'm being honest. Because the D-line coach for the Packers, man, Derrick Henry, I was watching that joint live, man, and Derrick Henry was running all over them. The Packers ain't feared in a run game, not really.
Right.
They just had Micah, and ever since Micah went out, you seen how their D-line was looking. Garbage. So it all depends on, this is what I'm going to, it all depends on who you got on defense, who's your players. If you have no players, you can toss it out the window. Like, I was looking at the Arizona schedule last year, and I was like, you know, Jonathan Gannon, he pretty bad. But look, Jonathan Gannon with last year, you can't name me more than 3 people on defense except Buda Baker and the Campbell guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's just who he's working with. I'm not making excuses. Don't
right.
I'm not making excuses for Gannon because look, at the end of the day, Gannon, when we played him, shit, our offense only scored 10 points. So
yeah, and then you can do the flip side like Flores, like who are the players on the Vikings? You get what I'm saying? He went and got old man Jonathan Allen, but of course Harrison Smith was there. He's 37 years of age there. So they had the top 12 or the top 15 defense. So I get what you're saying. Like, if it's Jonathan Gannon, I'm going to do my rant. I'm going to be pissed off. But then I'm going to say, okay, all right, this is who y'all wanted. He's 43 himself. But these are the things that we're going to show you. I'm going to show you the cons and the pros. I'm going to give the man a chance. And I'm going to give him some Rogaine too, man. Or you know what I'm saying? He got the hat. You got to stop hat fishing,
Yeah, because I remember a lot of people last year when we had signed Brian Schottenheimer, they was about to be ready to jump off the boat. But after this year, Brian Schottenheimer looked like he was I was one of the people who believed in Schottenheimer just because the way I seen him with Mike McCarthy, man, and he was the only person on that sideline that had life.
Right.
And when I found out that he was the one drawing up these turkey plays in the backfield, and I was like, man, he don't even really have control like that.
Right.
So imagine if he was the coach. And I was like, man, okay, Brian Schottenheimer, I'm not mad at it. So, like, hey, or, another in-season or another in-coaching hire, with White Cotton. I mean, I wouldn't be mad today either. I don't think White Cotton's bad. I mean, neither here nor there, man. I think if you hire, just get somebody. The other name I was thinking of was Brian Flores. If you get him, oh yeah, we got one. But neither here nor there, man. With the Washington, because this was the interesting thing with the Washington in the stadium. And I'm not trying to get locked clipped, and I'm not trying to get his channel taken down. But I remember hearing a conversation a little while ago, and it was something that pertained to like cities who were like a failing city. If you notice, every team that's went to the Super Bowl, their city is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't not a prestige city, Like Kansas City, they ain't no. Let's be real. Kansas City ain't nobody talking about going to Kansas City.
Right.
Let me see. Philadelphia, ain't nobody really moving to Philadelphia like that. So if these teams that go to the Super Bowl, if you look at it from a realistic standpoint, they cities aren't that. I'm just saying. If you get what I'm saying.
No. I feel you, man. Dallas finna change in the next 5 to 6 years. 2030, I think that they semi-approved the proposal for the Kansas City Chiefs to move back to Texas. Now, of course, they're lobbying and all of this stuff, but Dallas finna be one of those hubs. Whereas, and I think those guys bought an extension of another 50 acres. Whoever the Hunts family, they own all of that land downtown. And they finna build another massive stadium. They just going back and forth of who's going to pay it for the taxpayers, and they going through the city. And this weekend they finna shut down Interstates 30, and I think some parts of 35. If I'm not mistaken, so that they can reroute the road so they can start some of their construction. It's not. I think they finna pull up out of Kansas City. And they finna move the Kansas City Chiefs to the Dallas area. They just going through the litigations and all of that other stuff. So Texas finna have 3 football teams, bro. That's crazy.
Wait, who else they finna add?
Oh, okay. Somebody corrected me. All right. So unless they're gonna do an expansion, Louis says Chiefs are getting a new stadium in Kansas. So maybe they build
out of Kansas City. They going to Kansas.
They're moving out of Kansas City and just moving to Kansas.
They moving. It's real confusing, but they moving somewhere, and it's like the same name, but they were moving Kansas City out of the city. I don't know.
I do know this though. They finna build some big stuff downtown in Dallas though. Maybe they're not gonna get that football stadium, but I know for sure in Mansfield they building a $3.8 billion soccer stadium. So if the Hunts family is not going to, because they compete against each other as far as these big projects or what have you. If it's not going to be the football team, then they're going to build some type of stadium there, some type of arena going to be downtown Dallas. It may not be the Kansas City Chiefs then, but it's going to be affiliated with the Hunts. And, you know, these billion-dollar moves, man, you know. Jeez.
Man.
Yeah.
We don't understand it. Man.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I'm going to leave here with this. If you're not going to be able to get Caleb Downs, would you like Wanye Thomas to be your starting safety next year?
I mean, he can barely. I ain't gonna say, I ain't gonna touch on that, but no.
Hey.
I'm just saying, man, like, Wanye, you my guy, man. You my boy, man. We got some things going, but hey, you my guy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. But look, if you got to get Caleb Downs, if you ain't gonna get Caleb Downs, get Styles, and I will see if you can put him at safety. You know what I'm saying? But get Styles, and I don't really care what you do after that, because once you got to get somebody off of Ohio State though. Somebody. You got to get Styles, somebody. Either going to get somebody next year or this year, because Ohio State going to be good for as long as I live.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody that come out of Ohio State is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you get Jeremiah Love. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
Man.
Jeremiah Love is a whole nother conversation.
No doubt, man. Yeah, but appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, bro.
Oh, yeah, Law.
Appreciate you, man. Good call from him. All right, so it was FC Dallas that they building that. I think they building that stadium for FC Dallas. Toyota Stadium, FC Dallas, Frisco. They building that in Frisco. $3.7 billion convention center. Okay, so they're renovating that one. Here we go, right here.
$50 billion is pouring into Dallas.
Here you go. Boy, we talking. Boy, I'm going to get me a condo down there, man.
Over the next 5 years, and by 2030, this city won't look anything like it does today.
Mm-hmm.
So new towers are going to be going up everywhere. Brand new train lines are connecting neighborhoods, and entire districts are being built from scratch. So today I'm going to be breaking down year by year. You'll see exactly when each project finishes, which neighborhoods change first, and why this might be your best time to make a move. And by 2028 and 2029, the skylines are going to look completely different, and the northern suburbs, I mean, you won't even recognize them. So that final project in 2030 that ties this all together, make sure you stick around because you don't want to miss a single minute of this. And by the way, I'm Levi Lastic. I've been living in Dallas for over 25 years, and I've helped over 100 families every single year navigate this market while buying or selling their home. And if you're a Dallas local trying to sell your home, or just looking at an investment opportunity, or looking to buy, or maybe you're just trying to figure out where Dallas is headed, I mean, this timeline has everything that you need to know. Amazing. I mean, the highest swimming pool in Dallas. I mean, that's going to become one of the, but the biggest keep moving here. Job growth sustained at, say, 1.9% yearly. Home demand kept up by population and corporate expansion. Unemployment staying near 3.5%. And what's really fascinating, idea is fully realized. I mean, smart infrastructure.
Man, I'll find some cut-ups, man. This dude, he long-winded, man, like me. But shout out to him, man. Just so I played his stuff, man. I'm going to share his link to his pages and everything. So y'all be sure to check him out right there. It's one of those things, man. I'll reading up on it, and I'll make sure I clip it next time so that we can be well informed. Crime is high in Dallas. Yay, oh yay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so shout out to you, Seabass. Crime is high. Crime technically, collectively, is high everywhere. You know, shoot. Crime is crazy. But if you have a few dollars, I'm just saying, you don't have to take my word for it. You invest in some properties, man, and buy some silver. You know what I'm saying? But it is for what it is. Los Angeles, Texas, right there. Right. They shooting landman right down Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? Fort Worth is finna blow up real crazy. So enough of my financial talk and advisory. Make sure you go check out your advisor for all of that. But some people don't like the truth. Some people don't want the truth. And sometimes the truth can hurt. But the truth is the Cowboys better go into this draft thinking, okay, I like this mock draft, Sonny Styles, Howell, Zaki and Trey and them. Figure out ways to get some playmakers, but you got to get the defensive coordinator first. Law, I may move up there to Frisco from here. Yeah, shout out to you, Seabass. Frisco is a nice place to live in. It's going to be take you 20 minutes to get 5 minutes down the street, 20 minutes to get 5 minutes down the street. If you're in a car, you better start walking. It's just crazy. I think some of those areas are being very congested. There's a lot of traffic in Frisco. You can be sitting in traffic forever because so many people moving. But there's other parts of Texas outside of Frisco. Of course, Plano's getting full. I like Addison. I think Addison is the healthy medium between Frisco and Arlington and stuff like that. Although Addison may be a little older, it's not as new as some of those other areas, but you can have some good fun time in Addison, Texas. Allen, Texas is just too far up north for me, for my likings, and Salon and all of that. They got Prosper and Little Elm. So all of those areas is growing crazy. They got Waxahachie that's growing. Jerry Jones bought 111 acres out there. So I think that if you want to follow the money, go to that Waxahachie area, or Mansfield is growing crazy. Like I said, they're building their stadium out there. So it's a lot of areas in Dallas, man, if you're trying to live in this side of the world. But just be mindful that, Texas stand for taxes, man. They taxing everything. It might get you a little bit and say, hey, man, there's no state taxes on this and that. But, man, that property taxes in those ISDs, man, they'll run you all up out there. No doubt, man. Take the money out, all of y'all that's trying to get to Texas, man. And some of the areas not designed.
Take the money out, all of it. Come on.
Yeah.
You're wasting my time now. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Common sense. You grew up in Mansfield? Like when you were growing up there, it was nothing but some little old fields out there, wasn't it? With nothing out there. Now you drive through Mansfield now, you be like, God no. I remember when I was at Jackson State, I had met this girl. She was from Plano, Texas, and she had needed a ride back to her crib or what have you. And we drove all the way from Jackson State to Plano. And I said, "Girl, you stayed in the woods, man. Shoot, you stayed in the sticks." Now I can't even say that because shoot, it's everything grown out there. Yes, indeed. So, yes, indeed. Addison with the A, not the E. So maybe they do have an Edison, Texas. I don't know. But neither here nor there. Cowboys Nation, all of those who watching from here, I love y'all. If y'all haven't heard that, if I offended anyone today, just charge it to my beard, not my heart. I said I was going to go live for 15 to 20 more minutes on them phones, and it went to a whole hour or such, right? I be lying, don't it? But I'm glad that I'm able to speak to y'all, and I really appreciate y'all, man, so much for y'all support and all your love and adulations. Regardless of it, man, if they got John Harbaugh or not at the Giants, they still are the damn Giants. I think that my team is still the best team in the NFC. Now, the Giants right behind us now, and I don't want them to catch up. But some people don't like the truth, ain't this right? Some people will fight and defend their truth so that they can be happy with their reasons and their logics. I'll never forget on a panel, a guy was asking a lady just a simple question. And this is how people deflect and they run off from the truth. He was just asking a simple question.
Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities.
Dodging the truth.
That's where I paused. I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. Absolutely. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
He killed her.
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
She's a doctor.
Women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So, can men get pregnant?
He killing them.
Doctor,
I agree. Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of philosophy.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
what you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question. It sounds like.
Biological.
Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going.
Life, liberty. So my question to y'all, it's been 30 years, 30 seasons. Yes or no? Are the Cowboys still on top? Yes or no? Are the Cowboys still declaring, and you can say all you want with coping and bring up theoretically with the veracity of your conversation. Y'all know I'm going to bring y'all home when I say this. Are the Cowboys still on top of the NFC East? Put in the chat yes or no. Now, from the confines of the mind, even a registered, documented doctor can't give an answer yes or no. See, sometimes people will contextualize their own thought tracks and try to move things around to fit their narrative. But the Cowboys still stand to this day on top of things, yes or no. See, we talking about the truth of things. And when I bring y'all home with this, it's clearly simple. As much as we can talk about the 31 or the 32 season, 35 season, or whatever season you want to put up there, technically, we're still on top, regardless of the situation. Regardless of how things end, the Cowboys have 5 old relics as Super Bowl rings and trophies. The Giants are right on our heels. They just made a preemptive war by declaring of getting a better coach over there named John Harbaugh. Welcome to the NFC East, but welcome to the mighty Cowboys too. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to grind to shine. Yes, we are looking for alternative weapons. I was told that we were looking for a defensive coordinator better than Matt Eberflus. So, yes or no, any of these guys can be better than Matt Eberflus? The answer is yes. The answer will be yes. Will we be better next season? Yes. We just got to continue to grind to shine. Elevate our mindsets to the right directions, Cowboy Nation. I want a coaching advantage for once, Law. Well, we're going to try to get it. It states here under this report that Schottenheimer had success on picking his own. Whether it's Junior Adam, Connor Riley on the offensive side of the coin. But let's see what we can do from here. Sanjay states, yes or no, will the Cowboys win a Super Bowl under Jerry? Yes, they have won. 3 of them under Jerry. The answer to it, can they win another one? That's predicated upon what we do this offseason, which will direct that answer, yes or no. Now, if we handle this thing as it relates to bull sugar this offseason, then ask me this again down the stretch, Sanjay. But as of right now, we don't have a DC. As of right now, we are still building. So the answer as of now is no. But 3 to 4 months from here, ask me that same question. Things can change. The Giants went got John Harbaugh, so things can change. This is not a Ben McAdoo. This is not a Joe Judge. So we got to make sure that if we going back to the frameworks and the fabrications of our minds, this is a situation that iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. So either we can be on par or we can be subpar or below par. Let's get it, Cowboys Nation. Pray about it, manifest it. Dramatic. Here's how manifestation works. Anything that you guys read from now into the present or even in the past, those who are able and eligible to excel and grow, they have to be moving. They have to continue to put work out. Faith without works is what? Come on, Cowboy Nation. Y'all put that answer down in the test. Y'all put that answer down in the chat, I meant to say. But ladies and gentlemen, in closing, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty, and it will, and useless, and it will, without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or the poverty or the famish of fame or the sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the things you want, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset. With the help of Almighty, thank all of you guys for tuning in. You will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Slap all of the haters for me. Wrong one. Give me this other one. I want to do this one. Yeah. One love, baby. And now it's time to roll. Come on, man. But first I tell them run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Come on. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm nigga great. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ. Come on, baby. Like Law Nation, we need 6 of them. I wake up. Come on. Thumb down that check. No the longest outro in the land. Longer than Wemby's back. Jay Leno's chin. And Shaq feet combined. Run it on. I wake up. Law. Thumb down that Nation. No drip this. Tell them run it on. No sleep, no shout out to y'all. Put some fires and flames in the chat for your boy. To the couch, baby. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Yeah, talking Cowboys sports. One false move, find yourself again. Y'all be sure to check out my guy John Machota, Machine Gun John, and tell him happy birthday. Mama pain. Not mine. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
up, flex, thumb down, now check. No drip, this.
Tell them.
Run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex.
Come on.
Down, now check. No drip, this. Tell them run it up. No sleep,
Spam
no rest.
John Machota's
But first I
Twitter.
Run it up.
Spam his Twitter right there. I put the link right there. Go to his Twitter and them and tell him happy birthday. Law said happy birthday, John. Law said, hey. That boy said longer than Kim Kardashian's list. Shout out to Kim. No offense to you, Kim. I love you, Kim. Shout out to you. Now let me hold about a few dollars here. I know I'm going to LA in a couple of months. Come on.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out.
Breathe you in.
I take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Wherever you go. Yeah.
I've got balls of steel.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Kim! Where you at?
Oh. Don't let the street lights.
Oh.
She belongs to the streets.
Don't let the street lights.
Kim!
Oh. She belongs to the streets.
Whatever you do, fail to.
Enemy spotted.
Kim! Open up!
Oh. I've got balls of steel.
Another one.
I've got balls of steel.
She belongs to the streets.
That boy cracking.
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Yeah. Sounds of Soft Souls hits oldies. Brought to you by the longest outro in the land. Yeah. Yeah.
In this moment.
Come on.
Yes. Take the money out. Say what's wrong or right.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's not hard to fool me.
I'm just watching my end credits. Appreciate y'all.
On my request, and I've not done this in probably 20 years ago. But Lord said, I want to make a multi-millionaire out of someone, but they have to sow $10,000. He said, and they have to do that within 90 seconds. If you're going to do it, get it now, write the check. If you do this, God said, I'm going to make you a multi
Come on, preacher.
millionaire. There's a person in here You sold that within 90 seconds. It should be less than that. God said, I'm going to show you my face.
I'm going to show you my face.
And I'm going to show you who I am. And for the rest of your days, everywhere the sole of your feet shall trod, you shall possess the land. And everything kalasupa, and everything your hand shall touch.
Again.
I need 30 of you to get the 200 on my request. And I've not done this in probably $100 the person. If you're gonna sold the 10,000, you will bring it up to Pastor Rockmore, Bishop.
You must be out your
You will
goddamn
get your release in Jesus' name. Everyone else get $200. I want you to do it, women especially who had a difficult moment and get in the center aisle.
Boy, these pastors these days, man. In the next 90 seconds, he was saying $10,000. I bet you somebody swiped their card too.
Everybody fake now.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Come on, baby, telling these good lies. Hold it down, man. Pastor need new shoes, new house. Everybody mad at Drosky, but man, he was just saying what he see. You get to the pearly gates, man, and they saying, hey, man, it's an entry fee. You be like, wait, man, I thought salvation was free. They were like, no, man, they didn't translate that right, man. It's going to be like, it'd be $30,000 to get in, man. $90,000 for the wings, though. You got to, I want to fly, man. Nah. To get your wings, it's going to be about $90,000 now. You better figure out a way to pay to get in, dog. Somebody say, hey, man, that ain't funny, man. They fool around and get up there. Hey, my card declined.
When things are really tough and they're really rough.
Hey, put it on my credit.
But there's something inside of you that says, you just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet.
And they understand the cost.
Yo. The longest outro in the world. I'm just doing this now because I got a meeting at 6. So y'all might as well hang out with me. Yeah. If you're still live right now with me, list me your top 3 defensive coordinators you want. Can you imagine they having the VIP section up there? Like, man, I'm trying to go with the Peter and Paul at, man. I know Moses in them. Yeah. Shout out to Moses. Man, I was kicking out with John the Baptist the other day. Charge it to my beard, man. I think my beard better than Moses, man. Flores, Swartz, Leonard, in that order. Flores, Swartz, Al Harris from D in the chat. Or Bullen Flores. This is from JT Wolf. I do love those different variations. Jim Swartz, Brian Flores, and Orr. Eating locusts and honey and stuff, ice cold, that's crazy. I can see Tyrone and them trying to steal the roads. Road paved with gold. Let me get this gold road right quick. You fool around and get up there and be lactose. You gonna get mad if you try to get that milk and honey. Like you got the lactose free, you got the lactate milk. Until next time, baby.
You have to be your biggest fan. And
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still in?
Revel should have kept that number 27. That 34, I got to still get adjusted to that number.
Texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still in ball?
D in the chat, appreciate you, man. One love.
I'm still in boys.
They can come closer than close.
Appreciate you, Seabass. Them boys, them boys. I might have to delete this. Gotta take Elam off of him, man. Elam sold me, man. He was saying, man, I'm glad to meet you, man. I feel bad talking about Elam through the season. Shout out to Elam, though. And Mama Elam, Daddy Elam. Elam Daddy paid for the Cowboys.
Swallow that. Them boys. I'm still in boys. Yo, me with this. Now y'all don't want to call it.
Blame me, y'all, and the Cowboys lose.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is you. Yeah. I cannot believe it. Oh. Greetings, Your Highness.
And we always close with the legendary. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight.
Everything
will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you if you win or lose. You know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
One love, man. Peace. Love y'all, man. Let's go. Let's go get Durante in them, man. Damn. Boy, we'll have some good defense with Durante in them.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. Right. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line,